Yeah! Reviews slow and this suburban heat. Chocolate toys and me can knit to meet. Online griffins try to bring us down, but we're here to stay, spinning round and round. Check it, tell me what you want to see. We mix it all with these, baby, come and feel the beat. Ooh, we are BTM Reviews, baby. Nobody does it like us. Hey, you know I want to vibe with honey. Blend it all in harmony, yeah. Yeah, yeah. For the bourbons up the toys tonight. Rift is mumble, but we're feeling right. Media skins, but stand our ground. Wrapped in joy with every beat and sound. Dive in and makes us set you free. Here at BTM Reviews, join the symphony. Ooh, we are BTM Reviews, baby. Yeah, yeah. Nobody does it like us. Hey, you know I want you to vibe with honey. Blend it all in harmony, yeah. Stand tall, raise a glass, let's get by. Together we'll make the spirits high. Leave the naysayers in the dust, child. Join the rhythm, sing and get wild. Ooh, we are BTM Reviews, baby. Nobody does it like us. Hey, you know I want you to skydive with honey. Blend it all in harmony, yeah.
Welcome to BTM Reviews, where we talk about the news. Got the scoop you need to hear. Stay a while, join the cheer. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Pour the bourbon, let it flow. Talking drinks you need to know. Whiskey's aged and barrels old. Stories told in glasses full. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Boys and gadgets, playtime fun. From old school to brand new ones. Action figures, cars that zoom. Feel your heart and light the room. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Movies, flicks on silver screens. Drama, action, fill your dreams. Real to real, the stories told. Lights and camera, new and old. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Movies, flicks on silver screens. Drama, action, fill your dreams. Reel to reel, the story's told. Lights and camera, new and old. Super Chevy, let's go live. Feel the buzz, come take a dive. Super Chevy, don't delay.
What's up, guys? For some reason, that ending is messed up. I don't know what the problem is with that, but I'll figure it out. So how's everybody doing tonight? I am Dave with BTM Reviews on this fine Tuesday night. Julio, you keep it up in the chat. You keep it up. Man, you're coming in hot. How many Coors Lights are you in tonight, buddy? We need that honesty in the chat. And you do like to keep it honest. You hold nothing back. Yeah, I know, but it started playing another song. I don't know why it did that. So it's weird. I guess when I was doing the recording, it crossed over, but that's life. I'm just learning how to do this mixing stuff. So, man, what a slow day today for work. You ever have one of those days where like, man, nothing's going on. Not enough is going on, but I hope everybody's doing fine Tuesday night. Who was first tonight? First tonight was Amoral. How you doing, Amoral? We got Captain Bipto. Kevin, how are you, sir? Of course, Julio. And I will say one thing now. Don't blow smoke up fucking Stimulated's ass. He's got no talent. Come on, man. Are you serious?
What is?
What? Don't do that.
Jesus, man.
Where the hell is Jim? He must be on a phone call or something.
It better be very important.
Hey, you know what? He's got a lot going on. He's a busy man. Oh yeah, you like that, huh? It's got like 4. I think hold on, let me check real quick. It's got main vertical, main vector, and MAME multi-arcade machine emulator. So it's got 3 different versions of MAME on here. So we go into vector and we can watch all the fighting games, or flying fighting games. Pretty cool, huh?
It's all right.
It's all right.
I mean, I don't brag about it too much.
Is that a pic of a young Dave? Where?
No, that's the kid. my profile picture. That's the kid. That's the best hunter in Alabama. That's the kid who shot the guy who was robbing his house, and then said he was just crying like a little sissy after I shot him.
Damn.
So in honor of hunting season, I made him my profile picture.
Jim, how are you, sir?
Hey, what's up? Sorry, I'm late.
So I figured you got something going on in the background.
Yeah.
There's always something going on, isn't there?
It's always something. It's always something.
So how was your day, buddy?
It was all right, Oh, well, I mean, kind of drop another $1,000 on a fucking new garage door opener.
Jesus.
Because the fucking, I thought it was just something. I'm like, what? Because it was acting weird since the power, whatever.
Yeah.
Got water in there?
No water. It was just some kind of power surge or something. Fucked everything up.
Huh.
Fucked up my TV. Fucked up my stereo.
Is it almost time to file a claim?
It's getting close.
No shit. So do you have one of those overhead openers, Jim, or do you use the wall-mounted ones?
I have the overhead one because my door is like really heavy, so it's got a 3/4 horsepower motor or 1 horsepower motor. It's like this belt drive thing, and I don't know. So
Hence the $1,000 price tag.
yeah.
This
new one's got a built-in camera, so I could see who's coming in the garage when it's
After the garage is open?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Nobody's
I have cameras on the outside of the house, but now there's a camera on the
inside of the garage?
Inside the garage. Yeah.
Huh. Which is going to be at an awkward angle, too.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Here's fucking trouble. Everybody leave.
What's up, Nicholas? How are you, buddy?
My books did beat the Starlink here, though.
They did?
Yeah, books did come. 6:30 they got delivered.
Books.
Wow, UPS was out late, huh?
No, that was the postal service.
Oh, I thought you said Ethan was sending.
It
them
was UPS, but then the last leg is through the post office or something, I guess. I don't know.
So no Starlink today.
No.
It's not like you need it right
Okay.
now.
Okay, so they have garage door openers that go on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
mount right to the. They're like a direct drive. They mount on the
Yeah.
wall.
They're actually
But-
pretty cool.
Yeah. They're
they're-
super quiet.
Yeah, if mine goes out, that's what I'm gonna upgrade to for sure.
Yeah. The thing is, they don't work for heavy doors, like really heavy doors. I got a really thick hurricane door,
Mm-hmm.
so it burned out 2 garage door openers on me before they told me I needed to upgrade. They're like, "Oh, your door's too heavy for this garage door opener."
Yeah, like the last 2 guys couldn't have told me that, right? Bastards.
Is to do your own research.
Yeah, I want to replace my garage door with one of those big heavy wooden ones, but so much money. So much money to do. Plus I don't think I could do it by myself.
No,
I'd want to do it by myself.
Well-
I have like mine, like it can like use an app for it. I bet you don't even like that. Like it's like too much. I can just go press on my overhead thing, just press on a button.
Yeah, I've got like a little smart button on my keychain. I just when I just
For your
pull in.
garage doors?
Yeah.
I have an app for it. It works
yeah, there's
fine.
an app. It's like my
Yeah.
key.
I tried that.
I
My
don't
kid-
use
in
the
the
app.
ass.
I've got this
I-
little tiny smart fob thing. It's just a
You use the car button.
One thing I was disappointed was you can't do it like on automated systems. It's like a law. I think it's a part of the law or something like that. You can't have that thing going through like your CarPlay or Android Auto. Always pissed
Really?
me off. Yeah, I was like, well, that would be useful.
Oh,
know?
you can't have it on your screen.
on
right.
your on your actual dash and
That's
stuff.
why you need that little dongle I use, Nicholas.
Yeah,
Yeah, any app you want on there. And
Well, I
run it
just have the
through
same old thing that's
Do
been
those
forever,
things
that-
work? I've been wanting to get one for my Jetta or my GLI, and
there. Dude, I watch TV all day when I'm driving down the highway.
that's what I was about to ask. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I've been meaning to buy one, but I didn't know anybody that had one, and I've bought stuff like that before, and it didn't work.
Works great. I watch
Yeah, I'm a-
HBO Max. I watch YouTube all fucking day driving down the highway. Yep.
I just got a mount for my iPad.
You do it
Set
while
my
you're
iPad
parked
up.
for insurance reasons.
Huh?
You do it while you're parked for insurance.
You do it while you're
reasons.
parked.
For insurance reasons.
Oh, it's in the back seat
Which-
only.
Yeah.
It's in the
okay.
back
Yeah.
seat only. Only
Yeah.
the back seat TV has it.
Does my sound okay? Because my
Yeah.
grandson was playing with my Roadcaster, and I spent an hour trying to fix it. I think
Your
I
voice
did.
sounds a little
Yeah,
high
fine.
pitched.
Does it really?
It's a little high pitched. It's a little high pitched.
Sounds good to me, Jim. It sounds like normal.
fucking
Maybe a
with me?
little,
He's fucking with you, dude. You sound
maybe a
fine.
little shallow, but I mean that's because you were so far back. Other than that, it sounds great.
Listen to Kevin. It sounds fine. They're not on the stream. They're in the audience. They know.
All right, good.
Yeah. You sound good, man.
Captain Bipto, it's a GLI. It's not a actual Jetta.
I don't know. Just in my
So-
head, Jim sounds like Darth Vader.
Now I sound like Darth Vader.
No, you do sound like Darth Vader in his head. Like you sound. You should sound like
Bum,
him.
bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
So were they all signed, Jim?
Yes, all of them were signed.
Is that me or is that Jim's camera actually freezing?
It was freezing earlier, but
It's doing that.
Seriously?
fine
What
now.
the
I think
fuck?
Jim is just really good at staying still.
No, he's not that good.
it's
No, he
frozen.
just
Look
doesn't
at it.
move
It's
that much
frozen.
naturally.
There it goes.
No, it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while it goes.
I think it's my computer. Every once in
No,
a while,
it's the
my
fucking
screen
camera,
goes.
'cause mine does it too, Jim. Mine
It
does
looks
it
fine
too.
for me personally, but
Let me check my speed.
Cynics is jumping a little bit.
Yeah, mine's completely frozen.
Yeah.
So, were they all signed, Jim?
Yes, they were all signed.
Was there
That was Ethan.
was there an extra gift in there for the fucking hassle?
No.
No.
If I was Ethan, I would have signed him twice just to be an asshole.
I might have sent 5 extra books.
Well, I do have extra books because I got the first delivery of unsigned books. So now
Right.
Yeah, he didn't make you send them back, so that's a free gift right there.
Yeah.
Sure.
You just
Sure.
had to pay shipping.
I didn't
Would
pay
he make
anything.
you? He didn't make you pay shipping again. Good.
No.
Okay.
Not on the
Then yeah.
second.
Technically, I didn't pay shipping the first time.
But yeah.
Oh, you know that
Technically.
workaround now, Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, some people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that try to get as cheap as shipping as possible. I was seeing people post about that Georgie Alakmathopoulos.
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it. Nailed it, Nick.
Just,
Gizonopolis.
Yeah.
He
You nailed
apparently
it,
is
bro.
like never like gotten shipping right on any of his campaigns ever. People are posting
That's
screenshots.
That's the lore I've heard, that he's never been able to do shipping correctly.
He doesn't know how to use
I
the
think there's a
fucking
service that
USPS.
handles all that. I think it's called like
Critical
BackerBot or something like that.
back
Backer
BackerBot?
kit.
BackerKit or
Backer
something.
kit.
Yeah, and that'll
Just
handle
get
all
Critical
that stuff.
Blast to do it.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't work very well through Indiegogo, apparently.
Just get Critical Blast to do it. Like, that's their profession. That's what those guys do.
How about look it up on the fucking USPS?
Critical
website?
Brass is probably the best option, I'd imagine.
Yeah, because they just say, send us your books and we'll take care of all your shipping. You have to do none of it. You don't even
And
have
they're
to
not
collect
gonna
shipping.
Try to rape you on the.
You don't
on
have
the
to
price.
pay them. You don't pay them. They make their money by scaling up the shipping.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Because they could reasonably.
You
try to
pay
take a
them
little bit more of a bite.
absolutely. You don't pay them a dime. I've streamed with RJ twice and talked to him about it. Because one day I'm gonna write my Jim superhero book where he protects nothing but pizza restaurants.
I started drawing again. I'm mostly at getting the basics down right again. It's been like 25 years.
Jim, you should sign them and resell them.
If Jim signs one of the books, I will bid on it if he puts it on eBay. It's not gonna be a high bid because I'm cheap, but I will bid on it.
Oh boy, how about you win a bid? That's
have
like
a couple
saying
times.
I'll ask the girl out knowing she's going to say no
They never say no.
because you never ask.
I'm a charming salesman. Are you
Sure.
kidding me?
Sure.
A charming salesman.
Nicholas,
Never
what's
heard
been
the
going
word
on the
no.
interwebs today
My
that we-
my percentage was a lot higher when I was younger, but
Nick, what's been going on the interwebs today that we haven't been keeping track of? Anything good?
I don't really go. Trying to think. I don't really necessarily go too far out. It's very like sort of tangential for me. The biggest, I was watching Trashcast right before this. I think the biggest thing is just with Razor Fist now and versus George versus Eric July.
I hope Razor
Unless you
Fist
wanna
makes a
turn-
comment.
Unless you just want to hear about the people I managed to piss off today. Finally got Student of God finally blocked me.
He follows me, which is weird.
he
He
Everybody keeps
follows a
saying
lot
that.
of people
too.
just so
Yeah.
that he could.
He does it.
What's he gonna
did
get
it
for
right
me
before
other
he
than me
touched
calling
me.
him a homosexual slur? That's all he's gonna get for me. He's not
Oh, I
gonna get
know.
any info
Followed
out
me,
of
Jim,
me.
and Dave
Oh, yeah,
right
I-
before he clipped us all.
Yep.
And then he probably
Clip
did
me.
the same thing to you. 'Cause
Clip
he's
me. I'll
you
put it on
too.
my hidden YouTube channel. I don't care.
That's
Yeah.
Super.
interesting.
My
Yeah,
super
They even
secret
made like
YouTube
fake
channel.
AI videos of me.
Tevin, me and Jim definitely back Dragon Age or Dragon Rage. Did you, Nicholas? No.
I
Jimmy
did. I
Rose
got
was-
refunded.
Yeah, I did. I didn't get refunded, so I don't know what the fuck that means.
You might be getting a refund, Julio, because I got a refund.
Let's hope he gets better.
Everybody.
Or everybody checking something.
No, I just got a message. You backed it too. Did you get a refund, Tevin? Because Jim got a refund. I guess I don't know why. I swear.
Some guy.
We were having a moment of silence for Dragon Rage.
It's true.
I was
I
trying to think of a way to say that I didn't back it because I wasn't a Jimmy fan without sounding like an asshole, and then everybody went quiet. So
I wasn't gonna back it because I didn't it didn't look like what I like.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, I don't really like it. But then when the stuff happened and he was having the problems and needed to raise some money, I was like, all right, I'll back it now.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would have waited a year to get it. It would have bothered me. So him refunding me, it's kind of like, why?
Yeah. Well, I mean, aren't all the black and white ones spoken for? So
I don't know.
I would
All the black-
assume.
Why would he print more?
I don't know what's going on in the man's head. I'm just assuming if he ran the campaign, he probably doesn't have a lot of extra books if he done it intelligently. And
Well,
if he
you would
wanted to do a second
usually-
printing, then he could. If people said, "Hey, just give me
yeah.
the black and white version,"
You would print an extra 10 to 15%.
Right.
which
Yeah.
wouldn't be much on that campaign. How many did he sell?
I don't know.
Well, but he did a second campaign, so those were paid for as well, and then he refunded people after they backed the second run.
The second run was for the color book that's now not coming out,
It
though.
was supposed to be for both of them.
It's for both.
Was it for both
dude.
of them? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Quit saying that. The first book was supposed to be color. God damn it!
I get what
He-
you're saying, but
No,
he did the whole thing of if
couldn't-
you
he couldn't
ordered on the
hire a
first
colorist.
one,
Yeah.
yes. But
So-
there was but he did do on the second campaign where you could just get the colored version, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just backed whatever it was, all of, you know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
You got-
it was
but I
either
got the same
160
package I
or
got.
240 or something. I don't know.
240. It's 240. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen a refund from him. So hopefully I'll have one of those rare Jimmy Reyes colored books if he's. But again, if he's made
No, he's not doing the.
You're
Oh,
not getting a colored one.
Yeah, there's no color.
You're
And
not
I-
getting a colored one.
then I
You,
shouldn't.
you
get-
cannot have it colored.
Then I should get my money back because I did not support a black and white book.
I don't know. I'm not gonna
Have you-
touch that. I'm just gonna leave
That's
it.
why you have to ignore it and not laugh.
I can't. When things feel awkward,
It's black
I
and
just
white or
laugh.
nothing. Well, then I need to get an email from him asking me, do I want the black and white or I want a refund? That's what he needs to do. Because I told him I didn't want just the black and white. I was willing to wait for his colored version of the book to come out. And he said, okay.
Julio, I ordered some coloreds a long time ago and they never showed up.
Children, Jim.
What?
These children. What are you looking at, Jeff? You don't hear this retardedness going on around you?
Ugh.
Okay, maybe I can hear it now. What?
I'm not going to repeat it.
I'm not gonna repeat it either. It was an off-colored joke.
Okay, so I don't know. Okay, I'm still confused. I was never under the impression when I ordered the Jimmy Reyes books that it was only going to be in black and white when he was on Katie Date's channel promoting the book. That's not what I was.
The only thing that I know is what Jimmy said, and he the only thing I heard was that he couldn't get it colored, and he just decided to print it in black and white. I don't know if he emailed anybody. I don't know what he did. I just heard that I heard that stream a couple months ago,
Mhm.
and I was sitting there. I was driving my car, and I went, "Oh, that sounds like a terrible idea." Like, you should have at least sent an email, and that's all I
Right.
know. So if you didn't get an email or
I
an
did.
update,
No, I did get it. I'll pull up the DM. I'm not going to do it to him, but it's
No,
just fucking
don't.
stupid. Whatever, man. Can we get the fucking sun flare report, Jim? God damn it.
Good morning, folks. Today we're going to hit two interesting studies, one at the cosmological scale and the other one focused on the Milky Way magnetic field. But we've also got a bit of space weather to report, so let's start there with the last 24 hours on our star. Minor M-class solar flares from the remaining sizable sunspot group, small coronal hole on the north, and lots of plasma filaments pretty much everywhere you look on the disk. We are monitoring those for eruptive activity first and foremost today, and while we're still eyeing the sunspots for solar flares as well, they have produced only smaller ones so far, and they are heading for the limb towards the far side now. Coming to Earth, there was a very minor discontinuity in the solar wind yesterday, nothing major, just a shift in the physical and magnetic characteristics. It's brought the KP index back up off the floor of geomagnetic calm, but only a bit. No geomagnetic storm conditions have been reached. First up in today's articles is this, about the 1,000th paper on why we don't need to use dark matter for galactic rotation curve reconciliation. Baryons are normal matter like plasma, protons, gases, dust constituents, and when fully accounted for, you don't really need much else to explain the observed dynamics. The top story today hits the galactic magnetic field, which we discuss quite a bit here, the toroidal and poloidal forms in the central plane fields, which form a Parker instability and end up as a waveform, the galactic current sheet, separating the north and south galactic magnetic fields, which are shown to be present as a cyclic reversal of the north and south fields within the plane. Well, now they have also attempted to look at the spiraling plane fields and have already found another magnetic reversal on their very first try. Arrows show the field direction. While this is not the same as the galactic electric wave, it does present another element of complexity to the galactic magnetism, once again turning out that the magnetic reversal aspect is much more relevant than most astronomers had realized in the past. Two quick notes to end here. First, we'd love to see you out at Observer Ranch for one of our upcoming events, or just for fun. I'll be out there today from late morning to mid-afternoon, and we would love to shake your hand and chat all things in Observer World. ObserverRanch.com. Also, folks, today the next edition of our e-magazine comes out. It is the best way to stay up to date each month on everything that's happening relating to the topics we cover regularly.
Now, I just want to point out that this guy obviously picked this picture. Why have a picture with your mouth open?
I was gonna
know.
say that last night,
No.
and I just decided not to. I'm so glad Jim thinks like I do.
I don't get it, you know?
Oh, and here's the DM I got, okay? I'm sending out the black and white perks to those who don't want to wait for the color version. If you could like, I can send out your perks now. That was in July, dude. So there was no fucking thought that it was only a black and white book. He was just saying, if you don't want to wait for the color version, I'll send out the black and white perks early to you, Dave. So that's what I'm saying. I was never under the impression I was buying a black and white book. That was my point. Sorry, Jim.
It's all right.
And when you sign up today, you'll also get our special from 2 weeks ago, the Q&A video. Each month there is a new e-magazine issue and a special release. Link to join the Observer Review is below. We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, but right now at 6 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.
Yeah, be safe, everybody. Hey, Jim, do you know who Sven Stoffels is?
Oh, yes, Sven Stoffels, yeah.
Who is he?
He's a comic book guy.
Pretty good guy?
Do animation. He's all right. He's got a book. If you want, I could show it to you. It's right here, Butch Killigan 2. I have it. It's right here.
Now, just think, Stimulated. That was back in July. You said a couple months, right? His colors was going. That would have been September. That color should have been ready to go if he was.
It would have been
months.
I remember it was in August because I was going to Birmingham. It was the beginning of August.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is him, huh?
Yeah. So here.
Previously in Ultra City. 203. A robbery in progress. 304. Someone's home being burglarized. 366. A violent crime's committed. 504. An alleyway rape. And yeah, it don't stop. Another 187 on an undercover cop. These codes ain't just numbers on a radio beam. Their cries for help. This is what they pay me for. DEA! Stop in the name of the law! I love you, baby.
I love you more.
What the hell is that? I've been in a coma? Brace yourself. The adventure is just beginning. Revenge awakens in... Don't miss out. Get your copy now.
Do you have this, Jim?
Yeah, you can still get Butch Killigan 1. He sold out of all the signed copies that he was offering, but it's available from Icon Comics.
Okay.
So you can go to their website and buy one if you
Looks
want. Or you can
interesting.
just get the digital version from Indiegogo. It's like $10, I think, or $15 for both digital versions of 1 and 2.
All right. So I guess I have to go read Jimmy's Twitter to find out that the color book was a pipe dream the whole time. Okay. If that's the case,
I feel sorry for Jimmy.
I don't.
God bless him.
No.
I,
He had a heart transplant or whatever, too, and everything. He's not a
Man.
well man.
Okay. That's fine. I mean,
Iconic Comics, not Icon.
I mean, he's gonna get what he's gonna get. I mean, it's, but I still feel sorry for him.
I wish him the best, but I just wish I understood more what it was. So, oh, this is one.
Yeah, this is one. You can get it here from Iconic Comics.
So you have them both?
Well, 2 isn't out yet. It's crowdfunding.
Oh, I thought he said order it now on the website in the ad.
Yeah, order 2 now. It's backing on it.
Oh, it's backing now. Choose your
Yeah.
perk on the
Yeah,
outdoor
it's
board.
both on Kickstarter and Indiegogo.
What is that? A statue?
So I think it's a little
Yeah.
3D printed
Brandy. That's
statue
a
or
little
something.
dandy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Reminds me of like 80s video games.
Yeah,
that's what I
it's-
was thinking.
That's what it's going for. But it's like really gruff and
The Streets of Rage.
it's humorous. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be funny, and
did you like one?
it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this his first time doing a book?
I think it's the first comic he's done, but he did like illustration. He was like I want to say like animation illustrator, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Butch Killigan looks like a discount Brock Sampson. Okay. But the Prego girlfriend, now we're talking. That is kind of cool. Like, you don't see that every day in comics, do you, Jim?
No, not really.
Prego
Yeah.
girlfriends?
You know, you could. It's on sale.
You ever see that show F is for Family on Netflix?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the clown character on the children's show in it. As like the hots for pregnant women. It's
Mhm.
like comes up as a plot point throughout the show a
Yeah,
few times.
pretty good. You ever watch that, Jim?
What?
F is for Family?
No.
It's an animated. It's a Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Bill Burr. He's turned into kind of a weirdo. So anyway, I have a video about I guess this Sven talks about Eric July and ISOM and Mad at the Internet.
Yeah, maybe we can show the trailer, or maybe the maybe we can show the trailer, or maybe the campaign page a little bit. That would be nice. If
Yes,
people can actually support actual art, actual independent comics. Because you were going over, what's that guy's name again? The black guy, Eric
July.
Juneteenth. Yeah, please call him that from now on, Eric Juneteenth.
Oh my god!
You were going over that, and you mentioned Butch Gilligan, which is very nice.
I did. Did you watch
Yeah,
that
I think-
review of that comic?
I did, and
Oh,
then I saw
fucking hate his
Ethan Van
voice.
Sciver also checked it out, which was cool of him. He endorsed Butch Gilligan. He said Butch Gilligan, back in the day before woke comics, it would have received an Eisner Award. Now, I'd never heard of that. Sounds very Jewish, but I'm honored nonetheless.
That's Eisner is one of the Disney CEOs.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Iger.
That
He's
guy,
thinking
of
of Phil
course.
Iger.
Eisen.
Yeah, it's
That's Bob
Jesus
Iger.
fucking-
Bob Iger.
Jesus, God, I can't stand his
Who?
voice.
No.
Who?
It's the guy
No.
who runs Kiwi Farms.
Clipsama?
No.
Josh from Kiwi
Josh.
Farms.
Oh, is that who's doing the interview?
Joshua Moon.
Joshua Moon.
Yeah, the guy runs. Yeah, good to tell by
Oh.
the voice. Very distinctive voice.
His mom lives 50 miles from me,
Okay.
which is
Mm,
You sure
weird.
you want to? You sure you want to put that out there? So we might
Everybody
take that
knows.
as a threat.
A roundabout.
Yeah,
Threatening
listen,
Josh Moon's mother.
perhaps I would have won an
You're
award. Who
threatening
knows? Nowadays, we're in the era of indie comics, of which Eric July, of course, is the top dog. DAWG, and yeah, you showed those pages that actually prompted me to actually check it out for the first time. So on my stream, I also go through the pages. Yeah, maybe I should just get into this right now. Should I give you my commentary, but my thoughts on this, on the state of indie comics real quick before we watch Butch Gilligan?
Watch
Or
the.
no?
I'll do the trailer first,
All right.
and then I'll put the Indiegogo
All right.
up or the Kickstarter, and
I'm-
then you
I'm
can talk with that as the
Also,
background.
I'm going nuts. I'm going
No.
crazy, dude. Okay.
All right.
And yeah, that goes into so you have guys like Eric July, okay? These people, and yeah, people are right. He's the only one who actually sent out a book. No, actually, he's not the only one. I managed to also deliver people a book. My previous book came out, rave reviews, on time, everything fine.
Hold on, pause
But
this.
these
I want this guy on the show, even if he insults me the entire time. This guy's fucking hilarious.
Who's Sven?
Yes,
Hit him up, Jim.
I can
people,
send him a
he
message.
can yell at me and say the worst shit to me in the world. I would care. He's fucking hilarious.
Make you laugh, huh?
and Gamer, or what is it, Gate? No, Comics Gate. They
Comics Gate,
distinguish
yeah.
themselves by separating themselves from the mainstream. We all know their selling point is mainstream comics nowadays. They've gone woke.
That's not. I never hear Ethan say he's going against the mainstream guys.
Yeah, he's
He's never said that. He
he's
knows
just
what
running his own
place
business.
is. Right.
Yeah.
And if you want to join the party and make some books and have some fun in our little weird place, then come on over. But it's the fellowship that's fighting mainstream. That's Eric July, right? That's his fucking message. We're better than mainstream because they're idiots.
They've gone paused. They've gone BIPOC, gay, queer, whatever. Okay. Then you got these guys. They go indie, which means independent, and they distinguish themselves because they no longer they lost the chains. They're no longer shackled to the corporate top-down control. Okay. And then apparently the biggest example of this is the Rippaverse, which to me looks like the most generic, devoid of any personality or any authorship. Is this really the best we can do? Is that really what it is?
Do
You know what I'm
have-
saying?
Do you have
Oh, you're right about Josh's voice.
Told
What?
you.
Put him right next to Melanie Mack on the list of voices I never want to hear in my head. Holy shit.
Actually, so let me tell you, actually,
You're not squeaky enough.
I can't do it.
with Eric
I've got
July?
too
I'm
much
kind of
bass in my
picking
voice.
up on that.
No, not really.
Good.
I actually really don't. And to be fair, I actually tend to think it's a little bit in bad taste for me as a fellow comic book creator to shit on this guy. But again, you inspired me. This is your fault because you inspired me to look at these pages, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this? Like, this is just nothing."
Okay, so that was actually
Yeah.
Gumroad content. I did that like for people that like in private, and then it got leaked out, and everybody shared it around. So, in case the audience is unaware, I have in my right here in my closet, I have
Right
one
beside
of the
my
only comic
sexuality.
books I've ever owned and read, which is Isom 2, and it is a bad book. The first one is more grounded and
It's grounded?
and like it's intriguing. It has like a little plot about like a mystery that's like, oh, that's cool.
That's cool. I'm trying to get the voice down. It's sort of like this. Oh,
Jim,
it's
can, you
got.
tell me, can you tell me the mystery in ISOM 1, Jim?
Mystery?
Yeah, because
What are his powers?
yeah, but Josh is making it sound like Eric wrote a mystery story.
The mystery is trying to find the plot. It's the mystery of the missing plot. The mystery of the missing plot. I'm Josh Moon.
His balls
Yeah.
never dropped. Hey, Captain, as long as she's gagged, She's doable.
Yeah,
I
as
don't
long as
see her
she
talk.
does not talk in my ear. That
Yeah.
vocal
Doesn't
fry.
seem to have an ass at all.
Sounds like Cecil, but with a Pittsburgh accent.
I'll put up with a lot if a woman has a nice ass.
Trying to do a bad Shaggy impression. Oh my god! And this is the guy that runs Kiwi Farms. You said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the owner of Kiwi Farms.
All right.
Joshua Moon.
The second one is like fucking batshit. I have no fucking idea how nobody stopped him and said, "You can't do this. This doesn't make any sense." So after,
Okay, so I only checked the first one. I thought that was horrible, but I might have to check the second one.
oh,
too,
if you
then.
didn't like the first one, the second one, you would hold in utter
I love
contempt.
Oh God! Yeah, I was saying ice. The name alone, ISOM. I was like, that sounds like something you'd see on the side of a cement truck. You know, like
Yeah, just sound like a
ISOM.
business name or something.
ISOM business to business solutions or something. It doesn't really. It's not really a real superhero-y type of name.
It's
Exactly.
Sounds
the
like a
name of the word.
medication.
Yeah. ISOM.
Sounds like a medication. Are you having erectile dysfunction? Try ISOM.
Son of a bitch.
Put ice on it.
Yeah, put some ice on it. Right? It's terrible. Terrible name.
named after
You know
his
what I'm saying?
Named after it.
It's named after his grandpa.
It's his name was Isom.
Hey,
You're
Katie.
saying-
Yeah, that's a real superhero in the community.
yeah.
Wait, I didn't know.
So-
Wait, his grandpa's name was Isom.
Yeah, it's like either his grandfather or somebody. It's named after
Aw.
somebody in his family. So when people give him shit for the name, he always says, "I named it after my grandpappy" or something.
Great.
You know what? It's working on me. I'm afraid to criticize it. Okay, well, yeah. People listen. It's not just you and I. A lot of people are criticizing the subpar quality of the book, and I think even he started coping with like, "Hey, listen, N-word. I ain't no artist. I'm a businessman," and now he's just kind of doing like the business type of cope.
Yeah, well, what
which-
he's doing now is that at the end of Isom 2, I said, I don't know if there's an Isom 3, but I mean, I'll read it because what are they going to do? How could you possibly salvage this storyline? And then I went to their site and there is no Isom 3. And what he's done instead is that he's used the money that he's made
Horseman.
to hire writers and artists to do their own like subplots in the same universe. So there's a bunch of different Isom universe books out there, but the only one written by Eric July is the actual Isom 1 and 2, and the Isom 2 is just bad, and I can't really. I'm not even trying to like trash it. Like I want to like Eric July and his comics in particular because there's a lot of people that just are obsessed with hating him that are assholes. And I don't want to say things bad about him that like makes.
You don't want to say bad things about the asshole. See, why are you defending the guy that's the asshole, Jim? I don't understand that mentality. Eric's the asshole in the situation.
I can tell you why. Because he absolutely hates Dick and Vito. And Dick and Vito are against Eric.
Yeah.
Why does
He
where did that
hates
rift comes from? Where did all that come from?
Killstream days. This is all I know. Basically, it's like he wanted Dick
when
to be
Killstream was on YouTube, kind of thing, or goes
Yeah,
that far back.
Yeah, it goes that far back. Yeah, it goes that far back. It's like he wanted Dick to be a pseudo daddy figure, and it just never worked out. And then he just started, and he just hates Vito for being Vito. Like
Probably 'cause
I
he was
still
associated
can't
with
figure it.
Dick.
Still doesn't make Eric not the asshole.
Exactly, but it's the enemy of my enemy is my. I'm not gonna say what I really
get
think
that.
about it.
Like I don't get that. Like I don't.
Yeah,
like,
neither do I.
no,
Fuck both
like,
of them.
No matter how you swing that, if you can like somebody I don't like, you can not like somebody I like. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
between
Dave likes
you and
you,
them.
and I can't stand you, Nick. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's just the way it is.
Them happy.
None of us like Jen.
But
none of
I'm
us
not
like
gonna
Jen.
lie and be like,
That's sadly.
this makes sense.
Wait. Me personally, I don't just. I'm not hating. Okay, well, I was accused of hating by another comic artist called Martina Margota. If you heard of this bimbo, this internet grifter,
I know.
right wing internet grifter, Lady Alchemy. You heard of that?
No. Sorry.
Anyways, she also fucking sucks. And I just reviewed one of her things, and then she called me a crazy stalker and a hater. No, listen, I'm an artist, and I think it's my full right to review art and give my honest opinion. Okay. Truth is my highest ideal. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to suck up to anybody. I'm an island. I'm standing here on my own. I hope you guys can support Butch Gilligan Volume 2. You're not going to fucking regret it, because this, listen, like I was saying, if ISOM is the pinnacle of what happens when the artist gets unshackled by corporate top-down control, then we're in big trouble, okay? Because that's the most successful thing. Listen, Butch Gilligan, in this cyberpunk crazy future that Butch Gilligan wakes up, and you're gonna have like self-replicating retarded clones that get more retarded with each iteration. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you reminded
You're
me.
gonna
In the art,
we have Chinese. If you scroll down, the Chinese human mosquito hybrids. Have you seen those guys? Listen,
Yeah.
this is gonna get nuts. Go buy your copy of Butch Gilligan 2 right now, mother frickers. Support something
Yeah.
real. Come on, can we just have something cool for once? All this
Mother
gay
freakers.
ISOM stuff. But again, we're setting things up. This is only the second book. The second book, it's Butch. You start.
Hey, you heard what they said though about corporate art, Jim? Like, is that the best that we got? That's not corporate, but don't we kind of think that he is backed from corporate money, especially with ISOM 1, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
Starts off, he wakes up in this dystopian future. And yeah, the first thing is like he wakes up in his hospital bed. And in order for the AI that controls the hospital to let him go, they need to measure his vital signs. And what better way to do that with like a big drill thermometer dildo that's gonna sodomize his asshole? Now that's a situation for a character to have to get out of in the beginning of a book. And that's what I like. I would like throwing a character in the middle of danger and then trying to get him to see how he gets out of it. Because I think that's what a story is supposed to be. It's a type of survival guide. Okay. That's what makes a story fun. And one of the big problems that is actually happening with mainstream comics that people hate is that these comics become propaganda pieces and the characters become propaganda pieces. Like famously with like the new Star Wars movies, right? So they put like a female lead front and center, and she's not as much as a character as a propaganda piece. So she can't really have any flaws because she represents an ideology, and they're trying to shove that down your throat. So she can't have any flaws, and that makes not for a very interesting story. You know what I'm saying? Like Ronald McDonald, you're never going to see him get fat and get like heart disease, and that is why he's such a boring fucking guy. And that's what most characters are nowadays. And then you have dumb people who jump in on this indie trend and they don't even know what they're doing. They claim, yeah, we're fighting against a man. By doing what? Making another superhero comic, another bland cookie cutter nonsense. You're not even doing anything new. You're not even revisiting the genre or doing anything. It's just nothing.
Well, with Eric July,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
get the sense as someone who's never really read comics that he really
That's what
enjoys
I've said.
comics and he likes a lot of the tropes in comics. So when he made his own comic, he's like, well, of course, my comic is going to have this trope and it's going to have this trope. It's going to have all my favorite things from all my favorite series. And that's really what it
Do you believe
I've
that,
said
Jim?
that from the beginning.
You believe that though? The only reason I'm
Yeah.
asking is because
I really
even know-
do.
We don't know. We don't even know the powers of ISOM.
That's my point of the reason why I don't think he actually reads comics. I think he's
Well,
read a
just said-
few.
he said he thinks that he loves comics and he's throwing every comic trope in ISOM.
No, he said that he doesn't think he actually read comics, but he knows
Nope.
the tropes.
No,
Go back.
that's not what he said.
Okay, I misheard it
Visiting
then.
the genre or doing anything. It's just nothing.
Well, with Eric July,
You know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
the sense as someone who's never really read comics that
Never really read
he-
comics.
Listen, that Josh says he's never really read comics. Not Eric.
Right.
Listen to the
Correct.
next sentence.
He
Correct.
really enjoys comics and he likes a lot of the tropes and
See?
A sense
Eric-
as someone who's never really read
Yeah.
comics. Okay, yeah, I didn't hear
I've
that.
read the
All right.
book with somebody who's never read comics, but he got the sense Eric really knows comics, and he threw
But he-
every trope in the book, and I'm like, no.
But he doesn't. I don't think he does. I don't think he's. I think he's read comics, right, for his live streams or his shows. But I don't think he's an avid like. I love this arc. Let me read this arc. Let me read the Court of Owls or some shit like that.
Mhm.
I think he's read at comics. he's never sat down and read comics, if that makes sense. That's why he's just throwing tropes out there instead of doing something new. Instead of going, anybody who reads a good comic arc, they would go, you know what I would do here? I think I would have done this or I would have done that. Instead of just throwing the basic comic book bullshit, superhero 101 out there.
Did you send Sven a DM, Jim?
What's that?
Did you send Sven a DM to see if
Yeah, I
you
did.
want to show one day?
Yeah.
Hmm.
He follows me on Twitter, so
Who doesn't?
That's true.
A lot of people, probably most of the people, don't follow him.
Don't give that coy little shoulder shrug.
And Nick,
Jim.
don't be a douche. You wish you had his followers.
they're all
Well,
fake.
I-
They're all
Comics.
bots.
That's okay.
So when he made his own
They still add up like the Nerdrotic Phantom.
comic, he's like, well, of course, my comic is going to have this trope and it's going to have this trope. It's going to have all my favorite things from all my favorite series. And that's really what it feels like to me. And I'm kind of
You know what?
curious.
That's interesting you say that. That's interesting that you said, sorry to cut you off, because that reminds me of soul food. You know, people say black people have soul food, but it's basically just them combining their favorite things. It's like a delicious Belgian waffle and fried chicken on top. You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying that Eric July's comic is over seasoned? Is that where you're going with that?
Yes. Yeah. Well, okay. Should I get into my controversial opinion about Eric July's success?
Oh, what? Let me ask you a question first, and then you can go into that.
Yeah. Now, do you want to hear my take on?
Yes,
on,
I desperately
on
want to hear
Eric July.
your other comic book review about Eric July.
So, if my theory or my opinion that Eric July's ISOM cartoon or comic is subpar and not really an exemplary of what one can do with unbound creativity, right? Which I think we both agree on. Now, how would you then explain the massive success? And by the way, I will say this, out of the Rippaverse, there's some cool shit happening, like the guys that are doing these animated trailers, but that's obviously, it's like a separate studio that's in Texas, I believe. You know, but that doesn't say anything about the source material. Like you could give them anything and they could make it look cool with their animation, right? That's not has nothing to do with Rippaverse, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
So there's some cool stuff, but we're talking about the comics here, and if this is like the pinnacle of unbound indie independent creativity, I think we're in trouble. So, but then, yeah, how would you explain the massive success? Now, here comes the controversial opinion that I don't think anybody's talking about. I don't think EVS is talking about this, at least. So the indie scene, these guys, Comics Gate, these type of guys, Rippaverse, they broke
right back,
off
fellas.
from the mainstream BIPOC, LGBTQ, Black Spider-Man, Black Superman, Black Hulk scene, and they went indie, okay? Now, immediately, obviously, mainstream media is going to call them racist. Oh, the reason they're breaking off is because they're racist. They can't deal with like LGBTQ BIPOC characters. You're racist. Now, the worst thing you can call, and I'm sure you know, a boomer or a Gen Xer is racist, right? They've been primed. It's not even really their fault. They've been brainwashed by television for decades and decades and decades to believe that being called a racist is the absolute worst. To be marked with the scarlet R of racism, that's the worst thing that could ever happen to you. So now here they are with their new comic scene that doesn't like the BIPOCification of their favorite comics. And here comes Eric July, the black guy, the token black guy. Now, a lot of these conservatard Gen X-y boomers, they form their opinion through a black consensus filter, you know? This is a huge trend. You can see this on YouTube too. You'll have like a black guy reacting to like Nirvana or like some white niche hobby, like a black guy that's into Warhammer. And you'll see Gen Xers clapping like seals. Look, my little thing is getting the stamp of approval by the
cool black
the
guy.
Negro.
The
black guy. The magical Negro is approving of my little thing, right? Which of course is a whole new form of psychological cuckery. So yes, I think the reason that Rippaverse got so big and successful, and I understand it's very controversial, but it's the truth, is because these white people, these white cockservatards, they basically paid penance by supporting this guy's campaigns and therefore thereby cleansing their new nerdosphere branch off of the Scarlet R word. That's
What do you think, Jim? You think that's true?
Sure.
It's all true, right?
It's all true.
Yeah,
I think we've all been saying that since the beginning of the year.
me too. I think we've all said this. Me too. I'm done. I'm done with them. Maybe we'll get them on the show, but that's enough of that.
I think anybody that's not doesn't have half their brain missing thinks that
I know. Oh,
once they look into it. Yeah. You know a little bit of the history.
I do have one thing to play real quick, Jim. Our boy Crazy Cat is everywhere, just so you know. He's on Geeks and Gamers today.
Yeah, I saw this already.
I haven't.
Jay,
Yeah.
what about Razorfist comment that Ripison wasn't financially
I
feasible?
mean, it's amazing
I have
how
to say
much
the
he can super
self-promotion
chat other
that
people.
Crazy Cat does is pretty ridiculous. That he criticizes me all the time for all the links I post in people's chats, but I do like one link of mine for every 9 of theirs. But yet he can super chat these other people, but he doesn't super chat you, Dave.
Yeah. What does that say?
He doesn't
I mean,
like
seriously.
me. Okay. I don't know.
An ungrateful little shit.
Your agreement.
I didn't see that comment.
I think we should skin him
What,
alive.
Jay? Jay says he didn't see that comment, man. Oh no, Jay! Don't play that game, dude. That's not cool, Jim. He shouldn't have said that. That's not the way you say that.
Unfortunately, I don't like.
He didn't see the Razor Fist comment. So here's the question.
Feel good about your agreement.
I didn't see that comment. Unfortunately,
just
I
read
don't
it.
like. I'm on Twitter, but I'm not on Twitter. Usually, I just have it up. I didn't know what he said about. I didn't know Razor Fist was part of Ripison, but my agreement. Is
Everybody knew that.
Pretty good. I can't complain. So
there you go. So no, he's not worried about his agreement.
I'm not worried. Like the shipping cost for me is like amazingly so much. Shipping and printing it was better than what I got, what I had to do before because I did it by myself. So
there you go.
Well, that has nothing to do
Crazy
with
Cat
price right
for
there.
5.
That
Jay,
answer just totally sidestepped anything with price. Because if you're doing it yourself, you're not paying anything aside directly from the shipping.
Right.
And unless he's, building a fleet out nationwide or internationally of people to do it, he's going to be paying the exact same rates anybody else is.
I have Arcane on the list, Crazy Cat. I watched all of Overlord. I watched some other stuff. I got to get to Arcane. But that is
also, I'd like to know
Cat's so nervous. He can't even spell correctly after that massive super chat that he sent to Ryan.
I was a little let down by that clip. It was a little like, I don't know. This wasn't very good.
I didn't make the clip. He just sent the super chat.
Why is he so proud of all that?
Who? He didn't send me that. That was put on my in the Twitter DMs by somebody on this panel.
Yeah, I made a joke.
Yeah.
Crazy Cat's Crazy Cat's a mod.
Yeah.
It was their problem.
Okay. It's not, I mean, it's
Sorry,
actually
Jib.
like it's just that he's there. Ask him a real question. That's a good question to ask somebody that's using the service. There's nothing wrong with the question.
Not like he's ever going to answer it, honestly.
Well, he did answer it. He said he got good prices on shipping, better than he did when he did it by himself. We'll see if that's true or not. And who knows? Maybe Giorgio is a fucking idiot, like Ethan said. Like none of his campaigns have ever been successful because he can't figure out the shipping piece. Well, that's a fucking problem. And maybe Razorfish should have checked that out before he let him run the shipping of the book.
I don't know. Maybe you just check and see how much does it cost to ship. What's the most expensive cost to ship in the United States? And then
for a hardcover book,
a hardcover, whatever by weight or whatever, and then what is it to go to each country, and then you just charge the highest rate possible. That way you're not going to get fucked.
Like Crazy Cat.
No more till then. Oh yeah, okay. I have to heed your super chats to get another super chat. You got it, buddy. But I will watch it. But I might not even tell you I watched it. So what is this, Jim?
This is something new that Mr. Yanafui posted today. He updated the praying for, to get it back on Ethan's stream for people. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
My book. So whatever, however it goes. I think I'm butchering it.
So.
George, what happened?
Everyone thinks I'm a white supremacist now.
Oh, George. You either disappear or you
This is the George guy from the Razor Fist stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
join Comicsgate and kind of stand up to these people. And you have a lot of friends if you join Comicsgate.
I would be delighted.
notice
I've
Ethan's
actually been
lispy
trying
voice.
to. I don't know how. I don't have any connections, I'll try to be in touch.
All right, pal.
All right, take care of you guys.
A few moments later.
Set my book on your screen, Ethan. I'm begging.
Oh my god.
Baby, I'm begging. Ooh, set my book on your screen, baby. Begging. Let me onto your street, baby. You saw my book, a great big book. I stole all that make me feel insecure. I walked away, thinking then your heart is good, follow my little steps. Baby, I'm begging. Ooh, send my book on your street, baby. Begging. Let me up to your street, baby. I need you to understand that nobody buys and sends me super chats. I hit your street with all my heart, and I need the cash so I don't lose my house.
Well, look, I just gotta say this.
Go ahead.
All right, this is gonna sound mean. I really don't like you, but I miss you. Like,
Mike, I got honestly.
I'm going to listen to anything, John.
Let me at least present my argument, Mike. Okay? There it is, right there. You might be seeing things in the clouds, Mike. You know what I mean? Possible.
Sometimes it's just a cloud, Mike.
Sometimes it's just a cloud.
Begging, I'm begging. Ooh, send my book on your stream, baby. Begging. Let me back to your stream, baby. Begging, I'm begging. Ooh, send my book on your stream, baby. Begging. Ooh, let me back to your stream, baby.
Jim, that guy Adam that was on the stream.
Yeah, he does the Adam and Stitch.
Yeah, but
or Stitch or whatever.
He's a comic book guy too, then I guess, right? Because I know that they said they're working on some kind of comic on their show when I've listened to them before. But how does he know Ethan? Just from that world?
Internet.
Yeah. You don't like him?
I don't have an opinion.
Okay.
I'm not even sure of most of those backstories.
George,
Like, I know about Doug
Long
Tenable.
Retarded
I guess.
Cowboy to Razor Fist, Dave. There won't be a second book by. Yeah, I know George is, but isn't that like the biggest campaign George has ever been part of? Didn't that book do like 300,000 or something, Jim?
350.
Yeah.
Yeah. It done tree fitty.
Tree fitty.
Giorgio never did a campaign that big, and he's telling "fuck you" to Razor Fist. Wow.
Yeah, because he said he wanted $1 million. That's what Razor Fist said. It needed to make $1 million for them to make profit. How are you fucking this math up so hard?
Does Jim have the Dungeoneers music video? What's the matter with that? What's wrong with that one? Why'd you do that? Is it not good?
I
Yeah.
I want some of them Dungeoneers to come back.
Which ones?
A few of them.
For
one?
for the
Because they're
comics.
good artists, and I like their stuff.
Like that Rini seems really good.
Rini, I'd like to see Rini back.
She does. She seems a little catty, but she's still a good
Yeah, but
artist.
she's a great artist, man.
Yeah.
She likes
Really
a lot
good
of my. She likes a lot of my shit on Twitter, which is weird
Really?
because she doesn't.
No.
Yeah, she doesn't follow me, but she likes my stuff.
You know, Kelsey is really good.
She really likes your stuff.
I thought Kelsey and him got along.
There's
though.
a picture of me on old Twitter.
Doesn't Kelsey and Ethan get along? I thought they did.
I don't think Kelsey really talks to too many people. Period. But he apparently ran for the hills.
So
I don't think Kelsey and
you
Ethan
missed
get
some of
along
the
anymore.
Dungeoneers, Huh?
What?
You missed some of the Dungeoneers, huh?
Well, I mean, I think it was stupid what happened, and you know,
It's okay. Yeah.
Voice your opinion, bro.
Yeah.
Jim, we trust.
no, I'm just saying. I think it was stupid. I think they probably should. It was, you know, I think they took things harder than they should have. They should have just laughed it off, and it would have been the end of it.
Oh, the
Yeah, they
Dungeoneers
overreacted
themselves?
for
Yeah,
sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
PTP was, you know.
That's one I don't want back.
I don't think PTP wants himself back.
well, PTP is the one that wanted this to happen, right? He was the guy.
He's
that,
a slime. He's a slimy
He
motherfucker.
thinks he's as good at promotion as Ethan is.
Kevin
is
says
what I
Kelsey
picked
is
up
the best CG artist.
He's good.
Better than Kane and White.
I mean, everything obviously PTP does is very much
I
ripoff.
I think Kanan Art is excellent.
I
It
do
is
too.
good.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
He works for.
He's got some.
PG.
He needs an editor. Honestly,
Well,
he's an
I
amazing.
mean, I showed
artist,
you
but
that
there's
book
little
of
things.
all those that character that Visions book that has all
Yeah.
the different
From
artists
Malin.
drawing that same
Yeah.
character for Malin, and you know,
You like that Kanan's the best, right?
I like Kanan's. Yeah,
And there was like
Kanan's
30
very
different artists in there or
marvelous.
something.
70 different.
Oh, 70 different images?
Yeah, 70 different images of, you know, same character just drawn differently. I mean, there was a bunch of really good ones. You know, Rini's was really nice. Kelsey's was great.
Yeah, Kelsey's was really cool too. Yeah. And so was Malin's.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he
you know,
got
PTP's. It looked like
looked like he was still in first year art school compared to
it
those
looked
other guys.
bad.
right?
It looked bad compared to everybody else's. You know, better than I. But I mean, I couldn't draw it that good even. But I'm not an artist. I suck.
No, but you're the connoisseur, and you go, nope, don't like this one. Nope.
I wouldn't even say I'm a connoisseur. I just, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I mean, it's not, there's
I think
nothing-
you've got a good eye for this stuff, though, Jim. Like honestly, if I was going to ask somebody's opinion on is this a good book, what do you think? I would probably DM you first, and Dave last.
Oh, definitely me last.
Yeah.
Because I buy a lot of them, but I don't have time to read them.
You're
all.
yeah.
I mean, I got a fucking stack sitting right next to me that I still got to get to. I mean, I bought a couple books, and you know, I feel bad because I haven't talked about them yet. And you know, the guys I bought them from, they keep hitting me up. Hey, man, what are you going to talk about the book? I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but I paid for it at least, right? I did pay for it.
Yeah, you didn't get a free copy.
Right.
So there's a lot of artists that aren't necessarily doing comic books, especially on Twitter, that are all over the world, especially like architectural stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some people that are like Tens Gentle to Comics Gate that do some really cool stuff.
Oh yeah,
Should probably look at some of that.
dude. I don't know, man. The whole thing with you know,
There's something to put on your wall that looks really nice. That's not too expensive.
Have you guys read this yet?
I've heard
No.
of that guy.
I have not read it. Have you read it, Jim?
I started reading it. I haven't been able to finish it.
Is it a fantasy story?
It's
What's the age range? Because the cover makes it look like it's a little younger.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's for kids.
Okay.
Personally, it's
More of a YA book or an actual adult book?
no. It's not like an adult like adult book, but it's
not X-rated.
It's not X-rated
well,
or anything
that.
like that.
Well, fuck that, man.
It's not X-rated. It's just it's written very well, and a kid might not be able to understand the.
I mean, JJ comes off like he's very passionate, knowledgeable about what he talks about. So I would trust it. So
how old is JJ? What age?
I don't know, but
even?
Dave said
he sounds young.
No,
Dave said
when I
he's the
listened to him.
voice of a generation, I believe. Is what he said the other
I
night.
think you said that, and you put those words in my mouth in your fucking tweet. I said some nice things about him, but I didn't say some. I think he's a very talented man, and he doesn't overreact to anything.
No, see, Red Scorpion. What Eric actually said was they didn't talk in detail.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's
those are like them Weasley words that the Democrats always use. You notice how he always does that type of shit, where it's like, no widespread.
Yeah.
So they didn't talk in detail. So what does that mean exactly? They talked, but just like it was just a pre-meeting meeting.
He's trying to deflect. That's the only thing he's doing. There was obviously some amount of communication.
Jim
there.
does promote.
I think there's probably even more than Razorfist.
Because if I can't promote links in your chat from the StreamYard, I'd have to go into the YouTube to do it, and then it would.
And they don't show
I
up.
can post links.
Yeah, I'm saying because I'm streaming to my
Jim's
channel,
streaming
it
on
would
his
post
channel
to
right
my
now.
channel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. So, speaking of JJ, there's a new episode just came out, guys.
Cool.
The Birth of Trashcast. Oh boy.
I can't post links from my phone, Crazy Cat. It's too much of a pain in the ass.
Sexual needs. Mum on a regular basis.
Crazy Cat, you're
Can
welcome.
open
though.
another browser window.
Crazy, if you have links you want to promote, put them in there, dude.
You're a mod for that reason.
No, not the international school.
Well, he's a mod because
He's a mod because he was scared he was going to get banned.
No. Hey, yeah.
Can mods not ban each other?
No, you can't ban a mod.
But
And I can't threaten Crazy Cat like that no more.
No, he because I want somebody to promote my merch store. I'm like, please, somebody talk about my merch store.
Ministry, but the
this guy named what the fuck? Stimulated says, "Hey man, I'm gonna buy your shit this weekend." 2 months ago.
Is anybody else's stream cutting out? Like I couldn't hear anything.
I'm sifting through the trash.
You know what else?
With your
Like,
host.
the only thing I've gotten from the store is that one hat.
Dude,
I bought a whole bunch of stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
I got one hat.
I looked at my orders too, and they're still in process. I guess I gotta call these assholes and say, what's the matter? Do I gotta order more stuff to get more to you guys to make this stuff? That's not what this thing says. It's ship per purchase, not purchase a bunch of shit and then we ship it out. So,
No, I mean I ordered a bunch of I ordered shirts and hats, but only thing that came is one hat.
One hat, yeah. And I've got a sticker when I ordered shirts and some other stuff too. The day I fucking started the website. So I don't know what the hell they're doing. Maybe I don't know. They haven't emailed me or anything.
Did you vet this place?
It's fucking Teespring, dude. It's who everybody uses.
J. Trujillo. Yellow Flash was allied with both Ethan Van Sciver and Eric July, but Flash would suddenly pick sides, despite the fact that Ethan gave many free appearances on Yellow Flash's show, almost weekly, for years. Flash decided to block Ethan without notice.
I have been blocked on Twitter. We didn't have a fight. He and I didn't have a fight. I didn't say anything unpleasant to him at all. We didn't have any arguments. Nothing like that.
He booted him from his green room and nuked the Comicsgate Twitter community, where indie comics creators would network and promote each other.
Yellow Flash, first thing that he did, which, you could say, well, this is because of you, Ethan. Maybe he just doesn't like you. Well, okay. Like, it's okay. You don't like me anymore. That's fine. I've had my heart broken in the past. I can move forward. But that's not what Yellow Flash did. What Yellow Flash did, I don't know if you know this, but Twitter has like communities. You can build communities you can join them. You can say, this is the Comicsgate community, and your tweets that you tweet are only going to be seen by people who belong to that Comicsgate community. Well, that Comicsgate community was originally started by Yellow Flash a couple years ago, and it had hundreds of members. And there are people in there at the Comicsgate community who are like talking to each other, making friends. When people want to come in here and be a part of Comicsgate, they say, how do I do it? And I say, well, the way that you do it is you have to kind of be a part of Comicsgate. You join in with the sort of social environment of Comicsgate. You ask people to retweet you and things like this. It's important that you do that. And the easiest way to do that is to join the Twitter Comicsgate community. Well, since Yellow Flash started it, Yellow Flash tore it down. He didn't hand it off to someone else. He just fucking destroyed it. And all of the tweets that were in there, all of the messages, all of the links that people had worked on, all of the stuff that was in there, all gone now. He tore it all down.
Ethan took this as an attack against the indie movement he championed. He declared war on Yellow Flash. The intensifying drama sent ripples across the internet. Alex Stein wanted to cover the topic on his show and tricked both Ethan and Eric to join for a debate. Eric grudgingly agreed.
And this is what I said. I said it needs to be thoroughly understood that I'm only doing this because I'm basically in the position to where I have to, because someone is going to lie on my name. And the second thing that you need...
Lie on my name.
Bro, that underbite is so aggressive.
Dude.
Every time I see it, I picture Bubba Gump.
Do you know how many fucking years I've heard this fucking argument about lying on my name? Sometimes it's fucking 8 years old, Jim. At least, 45 years I've been hearing this shit. Lying on my name. Shut the hell up, dude.
Need to understand also is that my obligation with Blaze is I appear where I'm asked to be a certain number of times throughout the week via video contribution. So when I'm hit up by producers and so forth, it's one of those things I just got to do, right?
But backed out after the public announcement, resulting in many in the sphere to brand him as a chicken. Yellow Flash, Eric's, and Geeks and Gamers chats were filled with chicken emojis.
$101 says you smelled that? Smells like a super chat fight. Let's go.
In the past, Eric publicly debated his critics, and a practice known as monetizing his haters. This practice ended after a Flashcast appearance in which Dick Masterson, who had previously published a critique for Eric's comic, appeared and the two had a showdown. Of those who supported Eric, they either agreed with some of the criticism that Dick Masterson gave.
Now, with regards to what I disagree or what I agree with Dick, is I thought it
PTP. Why is he there? He doesn't say a word this whole fucking stream.
could have used a better hook.
Or couldn't remember any of the comic's details, such as Yellow Flash, who mistakenly thought that Isom could fly.
Just off of the book alone, you can assume he has some kind of enhanced strength and like flight, like that, or high agility.
That was the funniest
there's
shit.
artwork of him out there like doing some flying.
I just know what I read in the book.
He does some agility stuff,
Like
but
hovering.
He doesn't fly.
Then
hovering.
Ethan Van Sciver, an Eisner nominee,
Like he was
said
like
that Dick's
hovering
writing
or
critique-
something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't. I was watching that live. It was the funniest shit.
I got the PDF version, and that screen was really fucking blurry, so I couldn't tell. Just like I watch my movies for review. I got them on some weird website. There was a bunch of Indian fucking casino ads over the picture, so I don't know what I was looking at. I
He
apologize.
could have been hovering. Yeah, I don't know.
actually good, but also defended Eric and tried to get the two to make peace.
I enjoyed the story. I read it. It was good.
That's
It was a
good.
good start.
That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. My point was, this is why the story is not good.
Dick, the problem is that you attacked his business first.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not listening to you. The reason why he's not receptive to what you have to say is because you attacked his business first and foremost. And then you went ahead and gave your notes about the book. And so he's mad because you called him a scammer and you attacked the woke thing. And you do that and you're going to shut somebody down and they're not going to listen to you. And that's why he's not receptive to your notes at all and doesn't give a shit what you have to say. And that's the situation that we find ourselves in right now. So he doesn't want to hear you. And that's,
I understand. And I thank you for letting me on.
Eric wasn't happy with Ethan's response, and Eric later sent Ethan this text message revealing that he felt Ethan was hurting.
We're
his
actually trying to smooth things
Ethan
over. They
bottled
were
all of
giving
this
him
up
a
for many
chance.
months,
right
and
there.
now decided to let it all erupt.
People say,
Yeah,
why
Dick
did you hold on to that?
apologized.
Yep.
Like Dick straight up said, "I apologize for everything I've said. I don't think you're a scammer, so on and so forth." And Eric July went off the stream, came back on the stream, was like, "You guys think that Buster Brown right there is supposed to be the person that I's a hibba supposed to be a listening to? That guy, that fella." That's exactly what he did. It was fucking embarrassing.
Motherfucker had a typo in his description for his new channel, that creator business.
He did
business. Yeah. Instead of saying, I want to be here like for aspiring creators, it was, I want to be here for inspiring creators.
Oh
I
no.
was like no matter how you slice that, that's a typo. No matter what you actually meant to say.
He said inspiring creators.
Why is Eric's setup completely different here? Does he just change it random? I think he streams from the office. I think he streams from his house. Just this is a late night Yellow Flash stream, so it's probably from his, his spare bedroom at his house or whatever. Just ask Chris Bacon. He lives like 2 doors down. I'm just kidding, Chris. I thought Chris here earlier. I'm just giving him shit. But he just has a bunch of like we were watching that quartering shit last week. He's got 4 separate studios right next to each other in his basement. Each show has its own setup in the basement. Fucking crazy, Jim.
I don't understand that.
Well, he's got 4 different shows. Like he had the RC racing show, he had his politics show, he had his war.
Yeah, I understand the quartering's reason, but the whole having 15 different studios to do for Canon's sake and late night streams.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's stupid to me.
Well, I
I
think one
stream
of
by
them is
my
at the
pool on my
Blaze.
deck.
Yeah.
I
But you
think
don't
one
have
of
to show
them
your
is
face
at the-
either. So
Yeah, I don't want to make everybody all sexually aroused. We're here to talk about internet stuff.
oh my god, I just threw up my burp.
Text message for 2 months before revealing it.
Can't
I was
win
like,
with Dave.
oh man, there are going to be dire consequences to this socially and maybe even business wise. If I kind of show this, I will have officially crossed the Rubicon, and I know there's no turning back. So how do I feel? Is it something that I want to do? Is it something I need to do? Or do I just kind of live with it? And eventually I decided I couldn't live with it, and I thought I'd better share it and move forward, and just understand, accept the consequences. And yeah, I mean, I've lost a lot of subscribers. I received probably like 20 refunds on my campaigns. I did suffer some consequences for that and expect to continue suffering consequences. I can't expect all my friends to choose me and to choose this situation. A lot of them just want to be like, I'm impartial here. I'm not going to get involved. Can't blame them at all. But
he started a show called Trashcast, a parody of Yellow Flash's Flashcast, where he would go scorched earth against all the content creators who used to be his allies. On Trashcast, Ethan would air a variety of these parodies, poking fun at all the internet personalities. The parodies had a wide range of production quality.
I bought the Yara toy megaphone and came to the river to convince people to buy the ISOM trading cards.
観光客の皆さん、アイサモのトレーディングカードいかがでしょうか？買ってください。
I don't think this shit is working.
Holy shit!
You don't remember any of these?
I fucking made them, dummy.
Somebody would be splendid.
You know that, right?
What?
I made those Docubon card videos.
I didn't know that.
Yes, that was me. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't me who did that part. That was our good friend who's no longer on the internet. But I read them all. He did all the editing, and they were posted here. Yep.
Rift is nearly ended.
Pronouns, I am offended.
The Ripper family, the women that he hires are walking dumpster fires.
We're snakes and we're liars.
The Ripper family, his shoulders need some clipping, his sails already slipping.
At least we're good at shipping.
The Ripper family.
The Sturgis. The Sturgis is perfect.
Hey, sweet cakes, what's your name?
Erica, July.
So, Erica, want me to spread my clout to you?
I charge $80 an hour.
I don't have American money.
Where you from? Do you have any money?
I'm from England. We use pounds. I've got about 340 of them.
The most popular parodies were made by a Scottish puppeteer known as Ripoff First. Let me play a clip of one of his parodies.
Yeah, that was Daddy Glenn. That is.
Daddy Glenn one was good, but
I don't know why they still pay you.
Well,
Actually, I do. We all do.
But
shut up. I mean, shut up. Why didn't you just come on the show? Have a debate with Ethan. No big deal.
Because it was a damn setup. Y'all tried to ambush me. I don't have to defend myself to Ethan. Y'all are just jealous.
What? Jesus, you're so thin-skinned.
That's factually incorrect.
I bet you sit down to pee, don't you?
No.
You're a pussy. You're a pussy.
I'm a gangster. I'm a creative. And ISOM is going to topple
Oh,
Marvel.
God, not that dog shit again. Shut the fuck up about ISOM. Well, you screwed
I
up
don't think
again,
he's
you
ever
baby
really
back
caught the
bitch.
energy
Calling
of this
Daddy
one, though.
Glenn and asking him for protection because you were too
No,
damn
he
scared
definitely
to
hasn't.
debate Ethan.
Leave me alone.
Oh, big mistake, you little pussy. Oh my God, that stinks.
Please, Alex, don't.
Do you shit your pants every time I say Daddy Glenn? Daddy Glenn.
Stop.
Daddy Glenn. Amazing.
Silence.
Daddy. Just leave it to me. Hey, what's going down, Daddy-o? The big double Daddy G, the main man in the hizzos. No! Shit! Okay, I'm sorry, Father.
You have both been summoned here because you have brought shame upon the House of Blaze.
It's not my fault. It's everyone else's fault.
Silence, fool. When we first hired you, we did so we could look a bit street and a bit down with the kids. Little did I know how much embarrassment you would cause us. And then you have the gall to call into me and demand our shows be changed because you're too weak and scared to have a simple conversation with someone that you provoked.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Daddy.
How do you plead?
I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
Good. Now you know what you have to do to make Daddy happy again. Don't you, Eric?
The usual?
The usual.
Holy shit.
The parody gets even more heated as Eric July performs an obscene act on Glenn Beck. While this act isn't depicted on camera, the move was still a drastic escalation. Another episode of The Puppet Show took it even farther.
Derek! Derek!
He's hiding.
This is so cringy, guys.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
In the storeroom.
Cringy.
Why is he in there, Alex?
There's a fat boy in the parking lot. Over there.
What? Okay, well, I'm going to go and get him.
No. I'll go.
This was really much funnier at the time.
Derek.
Most of them were.
Derek.
But that Daddy Glenn one, though, that stands on its own.
Hey. Hey, Derek.
Come on. Pick up.
I can leave my wife at any time.
There's no time for that now, Alex.
I would.
911.
Hello, police. I need you to send the cops right away.
What's your emergency, sir?
There's a fat boy in the parking lot in front of my warehouse. It's an emergency.
Wait, is this Derek July's again?
This is Derek, yeah.
My hair bear.
Alex, is he still there?
Let me have a look.
Actually, miss seeing Riley.
Still there, Derek.
He hasn't been streaming, has he?
No. His court date was coming up. I don't know what happened to that.
Yeah, I thought that was
unconscious.
I thought it was like October 12th or something.
Yeah. There hasn't been any bad weather this way, so should have been fine.
Oh.
Wonder if he absconded.
I've waited for this moment
I
ever
don't
since we first met, Derek.
I don't know.
In this episode, Eric was visited by Riley at his warehouse. Panicked, he called the police and passed out. Then one of his employees sexually assaulted him. But the puppets didn't stop with Eric. Watch next time on Mrs. Piggy Strikes Back.
That was that whole thing when the Miss Piggy thing happened. That was the funniest shit over a non-joke joke that I'd ever seen. They lost their minds. All the zeros lost their minds.
Here you go, just so you know.
I trust you, Dave. You don't have to like shame me.
I bought the Yara toy megaphone and came to the river to convince people to buy the ISOM trading cards.
観光客の皆さん、アイサムのトレーディングカードいかがでしょうか。大変単純の英語なんで、一般人の人の英語能力でもいけるよ。どうぞどうぞ。
Wonder what he's actually saying.
素晴らしいなんでおすすめしております。買ってください。
I don't think this shit is working. I decided to use my friend's David Shelley comments on the cards
Mr.
to
David
sell
Shelley.
them properly.
So fucking third grade art. This says ISOM, Avery Silman, height 6 foot. Okay. And I agree with Ethan. This is not a black man. How did he turn from this to the character we see on the book? This man is one of the most intriguing subjects. You mean the fucking star of the movie? That's what the fuck he is. The book is named for him, Eric. I've been keeping tabs on. Though he is from the city, he currently lives in Shadow Valley on his own ranch that has many workers. Since I revealed my age tonight, you understand this is how my 4-year-old grandson talks. Pokemon is cool because Mew has special powers, Grandpa. He is clearly an accept, but I've not quite figured out the origin of his powers. I'm going to put myself on screen with this shit because what the fuck are you talking about? This is your book, Eric. You have not figured out your main character's origins of power? I don't want to hate on Eric, but this is some dumb shit, man. The suit that he wore was a symbol on the waistband that seems to change colors, but I don't quite know what it means. There was a moment not too long ago where it looked like he retired his attire and decided to no longer favor the life of fighting criminals in Florist Park. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's hard to tell, guys. It's hard to tell. But his abilities have grown unlike anything I've seen before. Chat, did he fucking write this for himself or did he write this for the people reading it? Because maybe it's unlike anything you've seen before, anything you don't know his abilities. It's all about I. So this is like third grade garbage. If this keeps up, he will be one of the most powerful beings on this planet. Holy fuck. Power observations. I do not know what his powers actually are. What I do know is that he's very strong and he's only gotten stronger. What, baling hay? What the fuck are you talking? Fucking garbage.
That card, that the left edge of that card.
What's that?
The left edge of that card just like flares up ADD in me because it doesn't align. I
think I read all 12 of those on that same stream that night, Jim. and he went through and cut that shit. It was fucking crazy, man. The more I read, the dumber they got. They were just fucking terrible.
When you ordered ISOM, did you get the Dookie Man cards or?
I don't know. If I did, I didn't read them. I didn't open them because I sold that shit as soon as I booked. I wasn't opening anything that I didn't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just no.
So God, the document cards are so fucking terrible.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing about them good. They're oversized. That back piece is all off centered. It really bothers me.
There's
I decided to use my friend's David Shilly comments on the cards to sell them properly.
This is so fucking third grade art. All right, so the queen of the world, the biggest campaign he ever wanted was Yaira. So her real name is unknown. Then what the fuck did you name her Yaira for? Oh my God. Her age is eluding me, but she does appear ancient. No, she didn't look ancient. Perhaps more so than I have. Perhaps more so than I have? Oh, is that the fucking Scooby-Doo ghost saying that she's more ancient than that person? Okay. I've been keeping up with her longer than any other subject. Okay. Did she like save another universe?
Would not be 215 pounds.
I know. She's fucking a giant over ice.
Fucking massive. I love that this is not a spoof.
I mean, if
This
it was
card
all
is
in the
real.
chest, that would be fine, but still.
It's not. She has a knowledge base that exceeds those who appear very elderly. She's an archaeologist in occupation, but she's most recently been a consultant for Projexis as a biologist. That's a 2 lifetime worth of study.
No, it's not.
I
It's
don't know.
literally not.
I didn't go to college. You know what? Because I fucking found school boring. I couldn't get through it. College was like, oh, fuck. But I know plenty of people around me that got dual degrees.
Yes.
And it didn't take them 2 lifetimes.
No,
this is
not at all.
Oh, this is why I fucking hate this shit. I know she's older than what she appears. She doesn't have any known allegiances, and she certainly isn't a hero. Every relationship seems short-lived and tactical, like the Fellowship. It's a very tactical fucking world, the Fellowship, guys. Calling yourself out here, Eric? I've seen her kill small armies of men, yet she doesn't quite seem evil. Either way, this woman is dangerous. She kills small armies of men, yet she doesn't quite seem evil. But this woman is evil or dangerous.
I think
Power
Exhausted Dave is my
observations.
favorite Dave.
When her powers are activated, her hair and fingertips turn bluish. She has a constant whirlwind that surrounds her, which could explain her flight. Icicle seems to grow from her pores.
What's Eric's obsession
Jim,
with
did you pay for the $100 cards? This is when Jim was chatting me. What Eric means is she is down for the gangbangs. That was your worst.
I don't know who that guy is, but it's not me. I would never say stuff like that.
It's not you, Jim. He doesn't have a hat on, right?
No, that's not me. I don't know who that guy is.
That's the Jim doppelganger we saw the other night.
Did you pay for the $100 cards? Oh my
Is there
god!
any photos, other photos of that Yaira live action actress?
Yeah, she's got an Instagram. I think I followed her
She shows
Instagram.
some. Does she got an ass?
It's been so long since I looked at it, I couldn't tell you.
Doc 27. Those are instructions for a colorist, not for a description of powers. Exactly. It's so dumb. I was losing my mind that night. And that's when I was streaming by myself a lot. It was so bad. Or, oh my God. Bring back, well, Jim was hatless Monday night. Or was it Monday, Jim? Or,
I don't know. Just the other day.
Yeah.
It was a Jim doppelganger. We all agreed.
Yeah. You got something to put up, Jim?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Not at all?
Nothing going on.
Well, who is Dan Daly? Do you know who Dan Daly is?
From Chicago?
No, he's like the most gangster Marine ever. Dan Daly. You ever heard of that guy?
Press
Dan Daly?
Press X to doubt.
I mean, or I have a short film, but I don't know if Jim would be interested in that. But this might interest Jim. The most gangster Marine
Sure,
of all
let's
time.
see. Let's see.
Dan Daly.
Sure.
You want to see?
I don't know. I mean, if he's not Audie Murphy, I don't want to hear about
it. Wow.
Oh, I watched that Y-Files that you told me to watch, Dave. The
blue
yeah.
the one that, yeah.
Is that like a female conspiracy show?
I will fucking choke you, Nick. I will come find you and I will choke you to death.
That was not a racist Looney Tune, and I did not get a hit for that.
Did you not? Well, yeah, I watched that video. That shit's crazy. That shit's wild. I mean, that shit's really wild.
I know. All right, Jim. This is
the
Dan.
fat electrician.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm sending you a DM, Nick.
Kung Fu practitioners with melee. All right, go ahead and make your prediction now. Who would win in a fight? 200 Kung Fu practitioners with melee weapons, or one Marine with a machine gun? Today we're talking about the most gangster Marine ever. A man so remarkable that General Lejeune himself would declare him to be the most outstanding Marine of all time. A man that was so fierce on the battlefield that General Smedley D. Butler, one of only 2 Marines to ever receive the Medal of Honor twice, would declare him to be the fightingest Marine he ever knew. Ladies and gentlemen,
At least it's not the guy
to receive the
doing
Medal
the
of
video
Honor
that's
twice.
supposed to be this guy.
Sergeant Major Dan Daly. Born in New York on November 11th, 1873, Dan Daly would grow up competing as an amateur boxer as well as working as a paperboy.
Wait, is this the guy who was in the fucking Pacific with the BAR going around? I think I might know who this guy is from World War II, right?
Yeah. Well, somebody was saying the other night because his name came up. Like
I think he came up in that Pacific series.
Yeah, but it came up like derogatory.
It's not an ass shot.
That was fast. Jesus Christ. I sent you the link so you could find one yourself.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. God.
Was you throw in at the beginning to humanize the main character. In this case, it's anything but, because him working as a paperboy would create a butterfly effect through time that would change the U.S. military as a whole. You see, you got to remember that this is the late 1800s, and information and news didn't spread the same way it does today. So working as a paperboy back then meant that he always got the newspaper, meaning that he had more information at his fingertips than 99% of the population. Because of this, he would be able to closely follow the exploits of future President Theodore Roosevelt and his famous Rough Riders all throughout the Spanish-American War. And this would go on to be his inspiration to join the U.S. Marine Corps, hoping that he too would be able to fight in the Spanish-American War. So that's exactly what he would do on January 10th, 1899, when Dan Daly would enlist in the United States Marine Corps at the age of 16 years old, coming in at only 5'6" and 135 pounds. But hey, as the old adage goes, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the size of the fight in the dog. You see, the real problem here wasn't his stature, but the fact that he joined to fight in the Spanish-American War, and the Spanish-American War ended on December 10th, 1898, exactly 1 month prior to his enlistment date, but the news hadn't spread that far yet, so he ships off to training anyways. So fast forward, he finishes up training, realizing the Spanish-American War is over. He's kind of like, meh, I mean, the Spanish got off lucky, can't help it. I mean, let's face it, I'm going to get the action I'm looking for at some point, right? This is America. We've been a country for like 100.
So you don't know who he is, Jim?
No, I thought he was a guy from the Pacific in New York.
Yeah,
I guess I'm wrong.
I thought he was somebody that we talked about in your communist guy videos. Does he have anything up? Hanley? What's his latest nonsense?
Yeah, he's got some stuff up. You want me to give it? Okay.
Do you know why ancient people didn't see blue?
I don't know.
Ancient people could see.
Y-Files video. It's 11 minutes long.
Okay.
Let's see why the ancient people didn't see blue.
They needed the money.
Spoiler, they could.
Jesus, Nick. You gotta detract everything.
You don't need. I don't even know. I mean, who determines what the fuck is blue? Nobody. It's a fucking name on a thing in the sky. Or, I mean, there's nothing that's blue.
They probably just called it something else.
Yeah, they probably called it fucking
turquoise.
Yeah.
Here's a philosophical question for you. If a color doesn't have a name, can we still see it? Well, many
Yes.
you and I.
Yes. This guy's a moron.
He said it's a philosophical question.
No.
You're the moron.
Yeah, and I answered it.
You didn't listen to what he said. Here's a philosophical question for you.
It's not a philosophical. I took philosophy. It's not a philosophical question. It
Why
still
not?
had a fucking. If it's a real thing, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that
what
would
you
be a
call it.
factual question.
No, not if it doesn't have a name.
No. You
Yes,
can't
it
philosophize
does.
about something that's a fact, right? All right, so
It's in the sky. It's in the water. Why
just
wouldn't
because we
have
call
a
one thing
word for something that we see all the fucking time.
we call water, Mexican folks call it what? Agua? Still water?
It's right, but that's what they
Wow,
call
an
it.
aquamarine is a color.
Some cultures have more like don't have a single word for blue. They just have a name for all the shades of it. I know that much. Like I'm big into words and
You're big
history of words and stuff like that.
Are you Biggins this whole time?
I don't quite get that, but they
Okay. Okay, crazy cat. That's fine. We're okay.
Do we have eyes from back then? Can we prove it?
I don't know. Do we get another optic nerve that, you know?
Isn't the eye one of the first things?
It was
to
still there.
deteriorate?
They just tended to call it more like they didn't describe a single shade of blue.
They
They had a
Did our
different name
programmers-
for it, probably.
It doesn't fit our current.
for
Well,
it.
it's even the same way in French today. Like even in French today, like they tend to just they don't say blue as much as they have a very
Well,
specific.
the French
word
go
for it.
around blowing things all the time.
Yeah, I've heard that is true.
This is proof the Blue Man Group are demons.
And even regardless if somehow they never saw blue before that, the color still existed. They just hadn't seen it.
Did our programmers just forget that line of code and just updated it later? Have y'all thought about that one?
The Anunnaki came
That's
back
a possibility.
and updated the fucking hardware or software.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the Hollow Moon.
13% of the population of colors, but 2 times mentions in ancient literature.
Yeah, we always get back to the colors. It's so weird.
Very good point. Like
Pure blue.
Literally, the biggest thing
It's
in
the least
nature
common
is
color in
blue.
flowers.
It's the sky.
Or
It's
the
Yeah,
water.
but it's not pure blue.
Well, yeah, and blue.
It's-
And
you
the
describe
ocean's
it
The
as
not
sky's
blue.
not pure blue when it's sunny outside.
No, you just say
It's not-
sky. No, you just say sky.
Yeah, I mean, because there's cloudy days, and what's it? What if they don't understand clouds at that point, and they say, "Well, the sky is white today." It's just the sky at that point. And the ocean's not blue everywhere you look. We don't all live on the fucking, nice side of the ocean in Florida where the water is actually blue. Go to the other side of the ocean or the state, and the fucking water's gray. So is it water blue? It has
The
to
blue
be-
is gray.
If you're gonna argue with me, the sky is not blue.
No, I'm not arguing because today that's how we understand it. But back when these civilizations were being created, it wasn't always blue. There's white.
No, it was still blue. It just they didn't develop.
get what
a
you're
way to
saying, but-
differentiate it.
I think they were probably smart enough to go, "Oh, well, that's blue." I'm just saying.
Yeah, because most likely they used it in art.
Especially
at
where
some
most of
point.
these
There
ancient
is stuff-
civilizations come from, it's pretty sunny most of the fucking year.
Well, why was yellow like the third or fourth color? that
Nobody
came out
likes the
from
yellows.
well, the sun is fucking yellow, dude. Right?
You can't look at the sun; it hurts your eyeballs.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
We see black and white
No,
participants.
this is the same kind of argument of if a tree falls in the wood and no one's around, does it still make a sound? Yes, it fucking makes a sound. All the ingredients for sound occurred. Of course,
I thought
made
it
a
was like
sound.
there's a bear shit in the woods.
Does it make a smell if bear shit in the woods?
Hey, man,
Isn't that the
all I
same?
know
Same
is
thing.
this Himba tribe does not use the word blue. And
Well, they also don't use the word
They use
still
the word
exists.
fucking bath.
The color still exists. Doesn't matter. Okay, if there's no one around to perceive it ever, the color still exists.
Reports about
no
this study that's
shit.
what was that, Jim?
What was their IQ? They had a slower reaction time. I mean, put them behind. Let's see how slow the reaction time is behind the wheel of a car.
But they've
Let's
never,
see.
they've
Go eat a bunch
never,
of drugs from a bar who
they've
have
never
blue
related
shirts on
that
and see what
word.
their reaction
They've never
time.
related that word to anything they've ever seen named before. So,
Correct.
like, yeah,
Their
they're-
ignorance doesn't.
They've never
erase
heard of the
color.
term blue lip
No, they don't use the
or
word
blue gum. I'm sorry.
Holy God!
Oh God!
Oh my God!
What?
Yeah, Jim.
Yeah. Sure.
Like French doesn't have a word for pink. It's just
Can,
light
can you
red.
pick out the lighter shade of green panel here, Nicholas?
Uh,
I'm going left.
it's a little hard to say because you got a
I
couple
know.
layers of
I know.
I'm
compression
going on the
going
far left.
Right
I
here.
think it's on. I
Or
think
right
it's
here.
Right there.
I think
No,
it's here
down
or
one.
here. I think
it's that one.
I know, but it looks. I know it's like, but I can't.
But
wait till
other
you-
ones look similarly dark.
big
I think
one?
it's probably going to be a darker one. I think it's like if you're looking
It
at
could
it
be
straight
this
on,
one
it's the
too.
top
Like-
left.
Like it could
I
be
think
this.
that one appears to me to be the darkest.
It's
but
one of
it
those you
can
need
al-
to squint your eyes and shake your head puzzles.
Right, we do. I want to know if the Himbas had to. Like, boom, that's it. Like they know they can see it right away
possible for us to see it because of video compression, though.
because we're trained differently, right?
No, because of video compression. Even just us watching the video.
It changes
closer,
when
it
you
might-
pause it. It changes colors.
Does it?
Yeah, it's doing because it's got an overlay. So it press play.
I love the Jew fish. All right.
Could you find it? This square is slightly lighter than the others, and most of us
Bullshit.
can't see any.
You're
I
lying.
did say it could be, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
I
but
was-
that's not another color.
he
that's
said
not another co-
slightly
Yeah.
shade less.
That's a pretty insignificant difference. No matter what. That's why you can't see. Everyone's going to see something different there because it's so insignificant. Because
Okay.
some of those appear slightly darker.
Because we're dumb, westernized idiots. These are an African Himba tribe. I want to see how fast they got it.
If we
couldn't
study
see.
So
crime
that's
to
why
see blue
when
as
you're painting or doing something around your house and your wife keeps telling you that it's the wrong white, you're gonna say, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, and you, you got to say first of all, you're picking three, and then after you pick three, you got 10 minutes. God damn it, we ain't spending fucking 3 days picking paint colors. Jesus Christ! If you don't like it, we'll paint that shit again in 5 years.
Well, there's cool
It's its
white,
own
there's
color.
warm white, there's
Oh,
neutral
Nicholas,
white.
don't be the woman in this fucking channel. All right, we know there's
mean,
a million whites.
He kind of. There's a lot more than a million whites, but we're
Oh,
not having that
oh,
conversation.
there's about okay. I'm sorry. I did not mean to slight the whites of this world. There's a lot more than that.
color. Women with
They're
tetrachromatic
all available at Lowe's or Home Depot. Just pick your shade.
Where else you going to hang out? It's white.
Oh my god! If you got decent credit, you'll get some credit from the store.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
okay.
love y'all
Accurately.
pretty different than me.
Well, I gotta say though, like, I don't know why her brain. I guess they primed her brain to be on the lookout because
Yeah, they
He doesn't-
primed it with a primer. They used kills.
right, they use kills, but like because that doesn't make much sense if she didn't know she had this ability. because she just sees what everybody else sees, and
she thinks she's like everyone else.
Yeah, she 100%. It's not like there's some color that is out there that a normal person could see.
It's not like having supersonic hearing where you go, "Do you hear that?"
The difference, the difference would be like if she created a color that nobody in her family could tell. Like that would be cool. Like,
what if she was just bullshitting though?
You literally couldn't prove that one way or another.
There's no way to prove that.
Well, unless they just said that 20% of the women had the same defect or effect that she has, then they could all, not all.
It's a defect.
Yeah,
it's a defect.
It's a defect.
You were
Depends
right
on
the
how
first time.
good her tits are.
Be our next step in evolution, guys. You never know.
If a woman is seeing a whole lot more colors, it's a defect.
It's a defect. Yeah, I get it. But if a man does it, we got to figure out how this shit works. We got reality for all men. Goddamn.
Yes, it does not work. It does not work the other way around.
That way, when we go to Lowe's, there'd be more white to choose from in the fucking paint section. Jesus Christ! Could you imagine if there were more white colors available at the paint section at Lowe's? Jesus Christ, Jim, you would never have a store.
So what do these colors look like to the rest of us? Well, there's no way.
They're stupid when you're watching the closed captions.
Here's the easiest way to tell if you could see the difference. You know how you go on your like MS Paint or whatever to different things when you're doing stuff like and pick colors and you go with it, you got the square and you pick the dot, put the dot and it slightly changes it.
Sure.
Yeah. I could see anywhere I put the dot, I could see the difference in the fucking color.
Sure, because you have the what normal people have, the 3 cones. But if she has 4 cones and there was another spectrum in there that they didn't even know that was in there, she would see it and we couldn't. But
no, what I'm saying is that bar that you're talking, the square, has like 1 million spots on it.
I agree. But if there was like hidden colors in those millions, like he's saying, she can see 100 million colors, right? Versus our million colors.
Not at the same time, though. Like,
You never want to see that many colors at one time. That'd be insane.
But she can determine the difference between them. Where we can determine a difference between 100 million.
Not at the same time. I mean, that would be impossible. Brain wouldn't have that kind of processing power.
For us to see 1 million, why is it impossible?
You could zoom in and do it maybe in succession, but not at the same time.
Nicholas,
you literally can see the color spectrum. Yeah. You can see the color spectrum when it's in front of you. You can see all those separate colors.
Right. And if there is a bunch of different
if there was 1 million of them in a row, you should be able to differentiate from, one end to the other.
In a row, but not at the same time. Not simultaneously.
Whatever is in your field of vision, that would just be a limitation of the field.
The screen. Yeah.
Yeah, of whatever size the color spectrum's on.
Right.
But if you could find a way to fit them all, if you can see all those colors and you can find a way to fit them into your screen at one time, you would be able to differentiate from one spot to the other. You see what I'm saying?
And then when you zoom in on a specific
not with all the other ones in your vision. Your brain would literally start.
And why can I see the color spectrum when I'm in MS Paint or I'm in Apple Photo Editor and I go to that slide bar and it has the Roy G. Biv bar down there at the bottom? I can see all those same colors at one time. Yeah. I can see the spectrum.
Right. And then if you want
not as what's actually there.
Then how do I pick the color that I want?
Blurring a lot of because you're fine tuning it. You're going at a finer pace to it. Because if you look at it all as one, your brain starts blending some of them together.
On the edges, I see what you're saying, right? On the edges of the spectrum, but if you can see more colors, you would be able to see more. Like I don't like click on that color.
But there's
bar
still going to be
miss
some
it.
that are blended together. You might be able to
Probably
zoom
on the
in
color
and then,
edge, maybe. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But you're still be able to.
Well, there's
pick 'em out.
constantly a color edge, though. If you actually were able to zoom in,
if you've done them as
there's a
dots,
constant edge.
The color spectrum is a mixture of RGB.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just levels Like, so
Right.
basically you've
That's
got
my point.
Yeah.
from
Well,
0
it's
to
shades.
100 of
It's
R,
not-
0 to 100 of, you know, and
Right. That's why
Because you're
we
even
can
with
see a
inside
million
of that, you're
versions
saying
of,
like
we can see a
pearl
million
green,
versions of colors, and she can see 100 million. Then those edges are more in tune with what she could see versus what we could see. That's my point. It's not like she can see maybe more colors, but she might be able to see different shades of the same colors that we don't even know are there, right? We don't even see it. But she's like, oh yeah, I see that fucking green that we couldn't just see. We couldn't see it. I mean, we're all guessing. Oh, bottom left, top right, bottom right. I mean, whatever. But if you have a million or 100 million versus a million, it's a little bit more fine tuned. That's why they went from.
Yeah, but if you were to taken that picture and you were to zoom it in super close and showed them to you one at a time, like A/B style, like look at one for a second, look at the other one for a second.
Oh, I hate when
look
the
at
eye
other one.
doctor does that.
That's you would be able to differentiate it too. It's because there's other ones around that your brain naturally blends them.
They didn't do that for the experiment. They didn't have.
No, but I'm using deductive reasoning. That's how it would be.
You're being a
You're being
contradiction.
reductive right now instead of.
Orange is like a warm summer's day. A gentle breeze rustles the pussy willows. You can smell the honeysuckle.
I love pussy
In the
willows.
distance, the warm.
Thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you, AJ and Hecklefish. And
all right, share my screen.
Targeting the World Trade Center. You guys talk for a minute. I got to use the bathroom. I haven't been all night. I'll be right back.
Twice. October 28th, 93.
Oh, okay.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Here's the
sorry.
communist. Come on.
All right. What do you guys want to talk about? Want to talk
Uh,
about Alex Jones?
yeah. What about him? What?
Well, he's got
October 31st.
Oh,
We tried watching this the other night, but it was too deep.
it was too deep. When was it Thursday? Y'all tried to watch it
I don't
after
remember.
I left.
No, maybe. I don't know. Could have been a day ending in
It could have
Y.
been a day. One of
Ending in
those
Y.
days.
Definitely was a day that ends in Y.
I would hope so. If not,
Definitely
we
on
would
a
be in
day.
some.
Definitely on a day.
Do we need to watch?
Gonna watch
Wapner?
Definitely Wapner. Definitely Wap. Definitely five. Definitely five. Yep. Anyway, is he back yet?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't
I
see
see
him in the
fish
street.
swimming in the background.
I see that.
I don't know. Hold on. Let's go.
Maybe his coloreds arrive.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit.
All right, Jim. So here's what I want to show you that you didn't see before the show started.
Okay.
So this was a picture my wife shot tonight. See the comet?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
I was trying to see the fucking thing. I couldn't
that's
see
cool.
it anywhere.
And then she got this image. God damn light. See it?
Yeah.
Well enough, yeah. It's cool.
And then she got one more.
You know what you could have did, Dave, that would have made it easier to see, would have been to like send it to yourself by like email or something and then actually pull it up on the screen.
It's hard though, man, because if you don't have it saved in fucking PDF format, it doesn't let you pull up pictures on fucking StreamYard.
Yeah, it does. You just have to pull up the picture, share the file. You open a window and you pull it up. You go to the next thing that says window and pull up the picture screen. Send it to me real quick. I'll pull
DM
it up.
it to yourself.
I don't know how to DM myself.
Send it to me real quick by text.
All right. Shit.
You don't DM yourself? Do it all the time.
I have no idea how to do that.
I mean, I DM like other accounts I have if I need to save something. But
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, there's another thing when you pull up the. All right, there's one. There's two.
Yeah, I often wonder the people that
I don't
believe the
see it
crazy
no
shit
more.
that I say sometimes.
To the left, Jim. To the left
you
of the
think
title.
people actually
many did you
take you
send? 3?
seriously?
Yeah,
Nick, is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm saying, what
Perfect
about the
night
people
for it,
that do occasionally?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they don't realize you're just being reductive and contrarian for the sake of being it.
Well, I make it sound convincing half the time, apparently, because people occasionally believe
You're
shit.
very convincing. Sometimes you lead me down the trail, and I'm like, damn it, I'm getting got right now.
Nicholas
Stop
is
arguing with him.
convincing. Nicholas is convincing. Oh my God, you simpleton.
Well, I'm a slow guy from Alabama. What do you expect from me? Jesus, man, you expect too much.
Well,
Storm,
you
you're
caught on
always-
to my pranks pretty quick,
Storm,
Dave.
if you
I give
ever
you
want to
that.
join, I'll send you the link one night, buddy, and you can come on and chat with us. It'd be great. That's what we do. That's how. What happened to Jim's?
Hold on, I'm getting it right now. What the fuck? Come on.
Fuck a duck with a truck. All
Don't
right.
do that. You'll destroy the duck.
Well,
And if a Dodge, you'll destroy the truck.
oh man,
Take that, Dodge.
damn. You might have offended like 8 people in the chat, man. Stop.
Yeah, but if that offended them, the colored jokes definitely offended them earlier.
What
I
color?
think that I think people self-selected already.
I didn't hear any colored jokes. I heard some jokes about colors, not color. What are you talking about? You racist. You're gone. No, I'm kidding.
It wouldn't be the first
Don't
time
be
you
a
put me in the
kite kicker.
backstage. A kite kicker? Jesus, Nick.
I'm saying don't be one. That's like a Nazi.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, don't be that way. And you had to use that word to show me how serious the situation
What's up,
is.
Sweet Tooth? Yes, Dave had to use a restroom finally. So all 8 of us.
That's a good program that Jim put into the Dave AI, though.
Well,
to
I'm
make him like
I'm
take a
glad it's
bathroom
so
break.
easy to pull up pictures. Fucking sucks, dude.
I can't get into my. What the fuck?
What'd you do, Jim?
Thought
What'd
it
you
was so
break?
ease, Jim.
No,
I
I'm not
thought
saying
this was gonna be so simple.
Shut up.
shit. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Oh, my
Stereo,
God.
life's little shortcuts. Julio gets me. Julio understands.
It should have popped right up on my computer. Now it's pissing me off. Where is it?
Yeah, it's like
Boomer tube engaged.
well, I'm telling you, man, StreamYard makes it hard to present shit.
It's not StreamYard. It's my computer acting retarded.
Why does everyone have a retarded computer?
I mean, I'm using like a 10-year-old laptop, so I never have any problems with it as long as I don't have
thought you were
any
using an
Chrome
iPad.
extensions on. No, I swapped so I could
You'll use your headset.
Yeah.
Or the mic.
How many
Yeah.
tabs? do you have
The
open
mic I
right now,
bought.
Jim?
I bought the mic specifically for iPad. Like that's what it's made for. But StreamYard doesn't recognize the plug-in for my headphones through the mic. It thinks it's just a headset or a mic. You can't do both.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You can't
So
select
every
both in there?
nope, it won't let you swap them unless you do it on the computer. The Safari extension or whatever won't let you do it. And I tried it through Chrome on my iPad. I
Did
just
you
said forget
tried
it.
just AirPods or anything?
I tried AirPods and it would work for like 5 minutes and then it would click over and just do the AirPod mic. And I was like, that's what I'm trying to avoid. I want to use the microphone I bought. This is bullshit.
It's so funny. Like Storm says, Jim had a plan. Now he's fucked. Happens to me all the time.
Jim's fumbling. He's gonna get it though before the end of the stream, just to show us all.
It's very
Hey,
frustrating,
strange.
dude. It's very.
What? There they are. All right. Fuck. It took forever to fucking update. All right.
Oh, okay. I have a great laptop. My computer is my uncle's from 2015.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy like a specific. Either I'm gonna build me a new computer because I want to do gaming, uh, on my computer. But or I might just buy me a new laptop. My nephew's got a gaming laptop, and it's better than any computer that any of my buddies have built, and it's like a half the price, maybe a little less. So I think I'm gonna go bully my nephew and make him give it to me.
And you can
don't
like
use it.
spec out. Like I like building. Like I have like a custom water cooled main computer.
Yeah,
and
Oh man, it took
then
forever.
my streaming one is like older parts, but still pretty rocking. Like I actually have like a workstation video card in it.
Yeah.
Even,
I
and have
want
a
to do something
gaming
like that,
laptop.
man, but I'm afraid I already enjoy gaming
Pretty cool.
too
huh, Jim?
much.
Yeah.
So
Well, I first started streaming off
See the
my
comment,
gaming
guys?
laptop,
See the
so I didn't
comment?
have to hook up a monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it got a little cumbersome.
Shut up,
but it worked
Nicholas.
pretty good.
We're talking about a comment.
I know. Jeez.
Oh, that does look
Who the
really
fuck
nice.
cares about
See it
these?
right here? Look at it go. Shoo.
So do you think this is the one you saw?
Yep, it's the one I saw. See, there it is up there in the corner.
Doxed.
Everybody knows where I live.
Dave doxed.
You live
Yeah.
on a farm?
Yeah. I live in the middle of a fucking cornfield, dude.
The fuck? Why is this acting fucking retarded now?
I live next to a farm.
Yeah, but
too.
overzoomed.
My family owns a farm, but I don't live next to one anymore.
Now, none of my land is farmland. I just live around a bunch of farms.
Some of my ancestors owned some of the first, well,
Okay, so that's
some of the first white people to
That's
own
like the
farms
second one,
around
Jim.
Dallas.
so there you go. That's the first one I think I sent you.
Yeah.
That's a good picture.
Yeah. That's pretty good too.
Yes, you can see
That's
it here.
really good.
Yeah. You think my farmer buddy's got enough fucking lights?
No, I
on?
think they could use a couple more right there in the middle of the
At
two
least you can still
short
see
silos.
stars.
And the worst part is they're on all fucking night. And my bedroom
Oh.
faces those fucking lights.
Can you imagine like how many more stars and comets you would see if you didn't have that light pollution?
And this is looking west, right?
That sky is light black.
Let's see.
Dave, this is looking west, right?
Yes. It's heading
I
west.
wonder if I could see it. If I go outside.
Well,
I'm
if it's
outside.
heading
I can't see
Oh, look,
shit.
I got this today. See?
accent.
Yeah, extend. And these,
Oh,
see, their
okay.
sign. 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
It's upside down.
You got a bunch of reviews you got to get done, Jim.
Yeah, watch.
All right, let's get back to our favorite communist.
Get back to Alex Jones. I'm kind of retarded.
Stimulated, says Katie. How are you? Stimulated. How are you doing, Katie?
Hey, Katie.
Oh, Katie.
Is EVS over? Is that what happened? Is this stream over?
I'm gonna go outside and see if I can get a picture of the comet.
Is it? But it's heading west of Illinois, dude, not east.
But it's west in the sky.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It's the sky, though.
It'll be visible. Yeah,
I might.
yeah. The good thing is we have very low light pollution out here. Like, there's no light pollution. We can see shit forever.
And paid him $1
Just plays a
million
video.
and gave him real explosives, a detonator, and told him to build a bomb and to give it to the foolish people that he was controlling to allow them to attack the World Trade Center
Wait a minute.
complex.
Can I
There
pause
was
this
only one
myself?
problem with their plan.
should be able to.
Mr. Salam
I
was
have
not
no-
as ruthless and
Well, you can
sociopathic
stop
as the
sharing it,
FBI and their
probably.
Yeah, you can stop sharing it.
Yeah, so Matt Barr was talking about Katie Did's channel today. Really?
Yeah, I
Is
wasn't
he
gonna
a
bring it
bitch?
up. Yeah, he's a big old bitch. I wasn't gonna bring it up because we had kind of had that like come to Jesus conversation where you
kept
didn't
lying
wanna...
about having me blocked on YouTube.
No.
forever.
No. There's no come to Jesus meeting about us not talking
Well, you
about it.
just
I'm not going to go on his stream and talk to him about himself because
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. But if he's talking
No,
shit
no.
about Katie, we got to
Yeah.
fucking back our girl up every day, man. I had no idea.
yeah, he done a whole stream about it.
Today?
He wants to hide from
Yeah.
men. He wants to hide from men. and then pick on
Yeah,
women.
that's exactly what I said, Dick. I said that's fucking female ass behavior. You want to block everyone and make a big statement of we're nothing but drama queens and drama farmers and yada yada, this, that, and everything else. And then you want to do a whole stream about people that you blocked. Now that's fucking bitch behavior.
What, did he talk about me?
Did I say our girl? If I
Because I'm a vain
I
motherfucker. We got to pull that up
misrepresented,
if he was.
I should have said my girl, Katie. Like
No, it's my girl, Katie.
Well, I'm saying that if
Yeah,
he's gonna talk
girl.
shit about her, we're not gonna let him get away with it. I mean,
No.
yeah.
No, I told her I told her earlier I'm gonna troll him into the dirt every chance I get.
No,
That
if he's
doesn't
not
matter.
have you blocked.
But that's what he wants, dude.
I don't care
giving
if
him
it
one-on-one-
look if that's
giving
giving him ammunition, that's
No,
fine. But
giving him one-on-one attention is what he likes. Talking about him and not responding to him on a live stream when he begs you to go on his show, he can't stand it. He fucking can't stand it. So do that. Don't tweet that idiot. He's a fucking moron.
oh, I'm never gonna tweet him.
Don't
No.
there's no, don't just. But if we're gonna sit here and talk about shit, and he's
You
making,
actually remained unblocked.
huh?
Yeah, I'm blocked. I'm never gonna tweet
Oh.
him.
We're all blocked by him though, and I've never tweeted the guy. Never. I've never
Oh,
said
I
one
did.
word to the guy on Twitter. So
I
or
did.
X.
He let me talk shit to him for months and never blocked me until he came on here with all of us.
He asked me a bunch of times to go on that show, Julio. So don't you be a dysfunctional Bud Light drinker tonight. Matt wants a fat one in his thin line.
He's a hypocritical drama queen, and he can't make a stream entertaining about what he wants to talk about. So he has to farm drama. He has no other option. The moment something comes up on his radar that he thinks he can say some funny shit about, he's got to do it because he's not a likable person.
He has no grace about him.
That's
like,
the problem.
He's
a
also
giant
not
asshole.
entertaining or funny.
Yeah.
Well-
I'm a giant asshole, but I have a little bit of grace. So I
Right.
think it saves me with most people.
Well, I think that's the point I have. Like he wants to be, like this funny guy where he says funny stuff that's kind of shitty about, but he doesn't ever come off like it's a joke. Like it's not. It always comes off like you're saying, very ungraceful, Nicholas. Like he means it, and he fucking hates your guts. Like holy
Yeah.
shit, really, dude?
And he's not clever with it either. Like if you're gonna make a criticism that's funny,
He kept aping my jokes for a while. Like I would say something, and then for another 2 weeks, him and a couple other people would just use the same fucking joke over and over, but poorly.
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about your clip you put out this morning, the Shane Davis clip.
No. The one where she was talking about the oh crap, what
Cody
was that
Valiant?
comic book?
Cody
Yeah,
Valiant.
Cody Valiant. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Like I have some criticism of that comic book, but for what they do, they start calling it AI art, CGI art. It's like not that.
But it doesn't matter. That wasn't the point of the video. The video that Katie had put out was Katie felt responsible for the comic not getting back. Right, right, wrong, indifferent. And Matt Barr had to take a swing at her for feeling responsible.
Oh,
And yeah,
I don't watch his shit, but
yeah, Katie felt responsible for it because she launched it on her show, and it's not Katie's fault by any means whatsoever. If a book doesn't sell, a book doesn't sell. If it gets attacked, it because it's promoted or pushed on a CG show, that's just what it
I
is.
mean, I like
right?
the guy. The guy you had him on. He seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, I like that stream.
They,
I watched it while I
they
was at
just
the
need to
gym.
rework the book. They need to rework the book. I'm just going to be honest about what my honest opinion is on it. They
But
just
your
need to rework the
opinion-
book.
But Nick, your opinion is about the book and the quality of the book.
Yeah.
These fools went out there. Cody Valiant.
Yeah, accusing it of being.
These guys went out
CGI
there
and AI art.
exactly. They went out there and attacked it for being just merely associated with Katie and Comicsgate. That's what they did. And
did?
now they're trying
Matt
to go
Barr.
Matt
Matt Barr.
Barr and those water closet guys and all those dudes. And now they're
What's
trying to
his
go back
fucking
and go
problem, man.
probably no father and homosexuality that is closeted. I'm assuming, and a lot of abuse of marijuana. It's fine to smoke it, Don't abuse it.
I had no idea he was talking about Katie. None.
Yeah.
Since you don't like Alex Jones, we'll play something else.
We didn't. No.
We love Alex Jones. What are you talking about?
Dave kept shutting it off. He doesn't
No,
like Alex
Dave
Jones.
kept shutting it off.
I couldn't. I couldn't play.
I can't
it.
believe you,
wants to
Dave.
censor Alex
Look,
Jones.
somebody in the chat said, "Why was Matt Barr talking about Katie?" I had no way to pause it, so I just had to remove it.
Sure,
So
you can pause it. You can pause it. You go right on the center screen and hit the pause button.
Not on mine. I don't.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't, dude.
Yeah, you
Play
can. Right
play
here.
your video.
See?
Play your video.
Yeah, press play.
Play your video.
I can't. You won't let me.
Play it.
About a month
I have
ago,
no
the
control.
U.S. Patent Office granted a patent to a
See?
Houston-based
Are we talking
scientist,
about Matt Barr
Dr.
again?
Bernard Eastland, for an invention which Dr. Eastland says
Did you
could
bring
be
back
used
food,
to
Jim? That's the
change the
question.
weather.
You can't control
What
it
if
from the
the
bottom
weather you
either?
see outside your
I have
window
no control.
isn't as natural as it seems?
The only thing I can do is
Today we're diving into
I'm
this.
sorry. That's a video. If it's a video file, you can control it, not a shared screen.
right. So we were waiting for you to come back with food, Jim.
You muted me?
No, I said I only can mute you. Like that's the only control I have on these videos is be able to mute it.
You should mute him.
Shut up. Jim shoestring, shoehorning woo-woo stuff. Jim is a Dave denier.
I'm confused.
Well,
You've
that's
been
what you
confused
get
all
for-
night, Jim.
Hey, did you see the comment?
No, I couldn't see shit.
Oh.
Too much light pollution? Or...
I think it's got to be a certain time of day when you can, you know what I mean, where the Earth, you know what I mean, where the comet's in a position where the Earth is in a position.
Like we were
where-
trying to tell you.
Oh my God!
I didn't hear any of that.
I
I
didn't
just hear somebody fucking going.
Emotion.
You guys want to learn about how they're using the weather to kill us?
Yeah. Has anybody?
Secretive world of U.S. government weather manipulation programs, exploring not only the infamous projects and the minds behind them, but also the fearless journalists.
Oh, you can
like
tell
Jack
this fucking
Anderson,
guy, man. He's
who
no
blew
good.
the whistle on these
He
clandestine
blows
operations.
things all right.
It's the
We'll
it's the
peel back
glasses and
layers
the
on how
chin.
Anderson's investigations into the CIA and government projects expose some of the most controversial secrets of the 20th century. Are we truly ready to face the consequences of trying to control nature, or have we set ourselves on a dangerous path that could backfire catastrophically?
It's just
Cloud seeding is a
anti-American
method
guy.
for artificially producing rain or snow. It requires modifying a cloud's chemical structure to boost the chances of precipitation with the added substance of silver iodide, which works as a condensation agent.
Let's start with Operation Popeye, the covert weather manipulation project conducted by the U.S. military during the Vietnam War. Using cloud seeding to extend the monsoon season over the Ho Chi Minh Trail, the goal was to flood enemy supply lines, disrupting their movements and logistics.
With it, the U.S. military extended at least 5 monsoon seasons, causing detrimental effects to the unknowing Vietnamese citizens and soldiers.
Silver iodide was released into the clouds to intensify rainfall, turning the once passable roads into muddy traps that slowed down the North Vietnamese forces. The ethical implications of Operation Popeye were explosive. Not only did it affect enemy troops, but it also wreaked havoc on the lives of countless civilians, flooding villages and farms.
Despite multiple hearings in Congress, military officers, and even President Nixon himself, denied it existing at all.
When the operation was finally exposed, it led to international outcry and the eventual creation of the Environmental Modification Convention, (ENMOD) Treaty, which prohibited the use of environmental warfare. The operation remained under wraps until Jack Anderson, a fearless investigative journalist, broke the story in 1971. Anderson's reporting revealed the lengths to which the U.S. government was willing to go in order to win the war, sparking...
Okay. He said 1971. Okay. Nixon was elected in 1968, November of 1968. All right. So if they stopped it and all this stuff happened, it wasn't exposed until 1971. because this guy found out about it. How the fuck was it Nixon doing it? So they came up with this plan and did it all in 1969.
It's unbelievable, man. It's like,
Well, he likely would have had to sign
and how
off
did they
on
do
it.
five monsoon seasons? 5 between 1968 and 1971. It's impossible. They were doing this under fucking LBJ, but they don't want to fucking talk shit about a Democrat.
He's a commie, hippie motherfucker. That's what this guy is.
I mean, that's just simple math.
Can I ask you a question, Jim? Do you even think we have this ability?
Yeah.
You really do?
It's proven. Yeah,
It's proven. Yes.
Well,
they did.
seeding. Yeah,
Cloud
seeding rain
one,
is
you know,
actually a real thing.
It's a real thing. It goes on all the time. They caused massive floods in Dubai recently.
Okay, but how much further do you think we have the ability to do though? Like I know cloud seeding's a real thing, but do you think
targeted cloud seeding's a thing?
targeted?
Well, these fuck faces for the past 30 years have been screaming about how we're affecting the weather and causing global warming.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, but
either
we
we
just
can,
found out that was all
or
fake.
right. But so either
Well,
we
there's
can
a
or
there's a
we can't.
limit to the technology because if that was, we
I don't
would
think
never
they
be
can
affected by
create a
drought again.
hurricane, but they can.
You think they could
cause-
steer it?
I think it's possible that they could change the flow of the jet stream to steer it.
Yeah.
Because the jet stream is completely controlled by conductivity and electricity in the upper ionosphere. So they could use some kind of, let's say they had this super powerful radar system. Let's call it HARP.
Yeah, HARP. Yeah.
Just to make up like a,
Just,
like they
just
played
a,
the HARP.
a made
Just
up
make it up,
name.
made up thing that doesn't
Made up
exist at
name.
all.
Yeah,
made
exactly.
up name. And they shoot it at the
With
upper
two A's and an
ionosphere.
R and a P, right? Like an H, double A.
Yeah, you got to do. Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
because
like
it's
double A,
an actual
MCO, AMCO, Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's not like an actual HARP, so we need to distinguish it from that.
Right.
So 2 A's. Got you. Yeah.
So I think they could change the position of the jet stream, the dip, and steer a hurricane. Yes.
Okay. So you would need the hurricane to already be there, and then you could change it. So using it as a
it's
weapon
possible
of war.
that they could create a low pressure system that might become a hurricane, but they can't create a hurricane.
But they could not prevent a drought from happening.
A what?
A drought. Like if there was a drought in Oklahoma going on for 2 years, they couldn't create a storm.
Well, they
or
could.
rain.
Yeah,
And
they
so-
could seed the clouds and create rain. But I mean, could they create a drought?
Well, they can't
No,
create
could
rain. They can
reverse a
just
drought?
cause it
My
to
point.
rain.
Could they reverse a drought? Could they make it greener again in places that have been, dry for years?
It's
and
getting
years?
greener. The Earth is greener now than it's been in thousands of years.
I know, but is that because of what we're doing, or do
I
you
don't
think
know.
that we have the ability to go make, the fucking White Sands Desert green again?
We have the ability to do
that would take a
but
lot of
through-
seed.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of land. Like
not with weather manipulation alone. We wouldn't be able to do that. You need irrigation. You need all of that kind of stuff, which is how we do it now. We change environments constantly.
But if we have the ability to seed clouds and alter weather, shouldn't we be able to do that? Like stop these droughts?
No, seeding clouds means you just cause moisture that's already there to fall. Because you need heat to cause the evaporation.
But droughts
and
are
then go
caused
up.
by the airflow, by maybe prevailing winds and stuff, and where
where the clouds are going.
And usually they'll drop over mountains and stuff like that. It won't, it'll drop before a mountain because it changes in
Sure,
pressure.
yeah, it doesn't go over the mountain ridge, right?
Yeah.
Here. Mhm.
But I don't,
All right.
Yeah, I don't
so
know. I
if
think
they
it's-
could change
I
the
think-
air pressure,
I think it's
then-
theoretically possible.
Okay. So if they could change air pressure and the jet stream and all that, then they would most likely be able to create tornadoes then, wouldn't you say?
No.
Maybe not a
No.
hurricane, but a
No,
tornado?
a tornado is
two weather
that's
fronts.
two weather fronts combining, and then
it makes a low pressure system and so on and so forth. And you don't think they could do that?
Boy, that
I don't know. I mean, theoretically, I guess it's possible. I just think the
Yeah.
energy that you would have to use
It would
would
have
be.
to be so quick and so precise. Like they would have to oh shit, there's a pressure system going right now.
Not to mention, I mean, the
Yeah, but they know they're
unpredictability of it would
constantly
be
no, but they're constantly doing that anyway because that with Doppler radar and HARP also and all this stuff. We know that otherwise that's how do you get the weather warnings on your phone? Immediately it knows what it's doing.
No, I'm
doesn't
saying
immediately know what it's doing. It's making
to create one stimulate. They'd have to look for the perfect storm.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
To feed it to make it happen in that situation, right? Because
Yeah.
not every cold and warm front that combine create a tornado. It just
Here's
doesn't,
the reason why I think there is.
I think they could juice it. You know what I mean? Like they could juice it.
Yeah.
You know?
They
That's a
could
good
banker
point
it.
too, White. They don't want more of us, Dave. They want less of us. That's a good point.
Like I could
But
see it
here's
being
what
used
I'm
in
saying.
warfare, but anything else. would be
That's what I
weird.
was getting to. That's what makes me believe that either they can't do it or they just maybe they can to a point and they haven't quite figured it out and hammered it, nailed it down. Because if you could do that, then why would you
Well, it's-
ever put boots on the ground anywhere that you wanted to attack that had a coastline or anything like that?
Right. You just wipe out their whole.
You
fucking
just wipe out their whole
Yeah.
fucking their whole shipping, their coastline, and then you would cloud seed over top of it and just flood the place.
Well,
Now
that's
you
why
have
they said there's a treaty saying they can't do that.
Yeah, okay.
I call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of treaties that we don't follow.
Well, but how could you prove it? Like weather's weather, right, Jim? Like that's
Well, there would be
what
there
flight
would be
records,
chemical
the flight
residue.
records?
No chemical residue.
Sure.
But who's going to
Yeah.
do the testing?
Here's the thing: is I think a lot of the stuff they're doing doesn't leave any chemical residue because they're using.
I don't think so either.
They're using electricity, plasma, and radio waves.
And if they were using any chemicals, the country that did it would deny. And the other country would have to make a bunch of people believe that this shit's even true. Like this guy Jack Anderson in 1971, this relentless reporter. Okay, whatever, dude. They did that shit to get Nixon out. That's all they did it for, Jim. Another reason to hate Nixon, right? Another reason to hate that motherfucker.
Well, the math don't add up. They said 5 monsoon seasons, so that's 5 years. And they said he discovered this in 1971. Well, that math don't math.
Because he got elected in 68, late 68, right?
He didn't take office till 69.
He didn't take off till 69. He left in 74.
Right.
He resigned in 74.
But
And he resigned.
He reported this in 71.
Yeah, and he resigned.
And it was already stopped and nobody knew about it. So how was it stopped and nobody knew about it?
Especially in the Nixon administration, because if anybody had talked about it in his office, there'd be a tape of it. He recorded everything.
Well, an operation like that would have to be signed off on by the president.
I deny the terminology that they give it, Snorum. I just think it's climate. It's climate.
Yeah, I think we rotate through them, right, Dave?
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
say
of
that,
course.
like we go through a warm season, we go through a warm cycle, and then we go through a cold cycle, and then a warm cycle,
Jim,
back
isn't-
and forth.
Like this, like even in Illinois, it used to be considered tropical years and years ago, right? Like that was a thing. And
Maybe.
well, and they're talking about it's being tropical again, and like the last the last 2 years.
Just Southside Chicago is tropical.
Dude, I'm telling you, the first year I lived in this house, I plowed every day in the winter for 3 months straight, at least 2 to 6 inches a day of snow.
I wasn't gonna make that joke, Jim. Stop.
And then the last 2 years, I don't have to do anything. It's barely snowed up here. Barely snowed. It's fucking crazy. So I just think it's all cyclical. It's like anything in the world. Like even in
Be right
business,
back.
even in business, things are cyclical, right? Like you go, okay, it's been a slow month. Fuck, what's going on? Next month, you start off a little slow. Next thing, I just made it for the last 2 months. It's a cyclical thing.
Everything in nature is a cycle.
Yeah, everything is. Everything. Even business practices. If you're at a company long enough, let's say you're there 25 years, every 5 years there's a new fucking college graduate business degree
It's coming in trying to bring in ideas that have already been there.
and it's just a repeat of the same thing you did 10 years ago. So you might go through the same cycle 3 times in 25 years ago. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
All bullshit.
Kevin wants this with snacks.
What'd you get? What'd you get, Jim?
Some
I
potato
heard it.
chips.
What kind? What flavor?
He wants it on
Just
screen.
plain old Ruffles.
He wants his food porn. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm dieting right now, so I'm just eating snacks or like Swiss cheese and wheat crackers and bullshit.
Get some pretzels, dude.
Oh, I forgot to buy some at the store.
Yeah, they're filling, and you don't eat a lot of them because they're so dry mouth. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was going to make popcorn, but I didn't want to wait.
Oh, I thought you have no Chesters.
Yeah, I do. I brought it down here.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I could eat those. Yeah, those
one?
Chesters are stupid low calories.
Is this the same video?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Of course, the Baltimore Sun. The federal government proposed blowing up airliners full of Americans, saying that casualty lists in U.S. newspapers would cause a helpful wave of indignation. The mad general, the architect of this plan, was General L.L. Lemonster, Chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff. He got approval for his Faustian plan all the way up to the Secretary of Defense. President Kennedy was not amused. In the plan, they elaborated on how they could bomb Washington, D.C. and blame it on Cuba. Attack Marines at Guantanamo Bay using U.S. Army soldiers dressed up as Cubans. Or, they said, just like the sinking of the Maine to get into the Spanish-American War, we could blow up a ship again. Here they are admitting the problem reaction solution system and how effective it is
Jim,
to
you know who else
motivate
has
the
good chips?
American people to get them behind.
GFS has good potato chips.
GFS has the best tortilla chips.
Dude,
Get 'em.
but I got their ridged potato chips, like the cheddar, sour cream, and the dill pickle. They're fucking fantastic. And you know how Ruffles, you get to the bottom of the bag and you finally got the greasy chips? Ain't no greasy chips on the bottom of the bag on the G, and they're gigantic bags. Like, fuck, these things are good. I gotta stop shopping at start shopping at GFS all the time. They don't have a lot to choose from, but it's the essentials, like quarter pound hot dogs, bacon, and potato chips. I'm good. That's all I need in life. Fuck. Yeah, but those GFS chips are really fucking good. You said the tortillas are good?
Yeah, nacho chips.
Yeah, tortilla chips.
Yeah, for eating chips and salsa. So good.
Better than fucking Great Value and all that shit, right?
That's one thing that's nice here at just your local grocery stores. Things like Mexican stuff, like tortillas and tortillas.
Sure.
I was really impressed by that when I moved here. Like I'd never tasted such good food, like Mexican or Tex-Mex food, until I moved here.
Nothing like a great street taco, too, man. Holy fuck, I love street tacos.
It's gonna turn into a food stream.
No, let's get back to Alex.
Behind a war, a nuclear war with Cuba and the Soviet Union. And
It's
you didn't
Gordon
believe that the
Food
government was
Service,
capable of hijacking
forum.
its own aircraft and killing its own citizens.
I don't know where you're at, but Gordon
President
Food
Kennedy had
Service
always
is
been a
GFS.
servant of the elite, but he was so shocked by the Northwoods document that he signed Executive Order 11110 shortly before his death, announcing that he would abolish the Federal Reserve System. He also began to pull us out of Vietnam and signed an order to abolish the CIA. It was at that point that he was assassinated. You see, he had decided to be a leader of the people, to defend their interest, and the New World Order couldn't allow that to happen. Now you'll see the evidence of the federal government targeting the World Trade Center twice. October 28th, 93, and October 31st, 1993, New York Times, as well as the December 15th Chicago Tribune. The federal government was actually caught on tape by their informants, ordering them to let the bombing go forward, to cook the bomb, to give the terrorists the detonators, to create yet another crisis, this time to usher in a police state and a war upon the American people. Unlike the Northwoods plan, the FBI actually carried out the attack on the World Trade Center in 1993. They actually hired a retired 43-year-old former Egyptian army officer, Ahmad Salam, and paid him $1 million and gave him real explosives, a detonator, and told him to build a bomb and to give it to the foolish people that he was controlling to allow them to attack the World Trade Center complex. There was only one problem with their plan. Mr. Salam was not as ruthless and sociopathic as the FBI and their globalist controllers. He began to get very concerned right before and, of course, after the attack, saying, "Why are you giving me real explosives? This is just a sting operation." When they told him to go ahead and let the attack go forward, he secretly recorded the head of the FBI in New York ordering him to let the bombing take place. It's very important to understand that all the evidence you just saw is documented.
Everything else shows
110%.
that's
It is part of the public record. The FBI admits it, but the media wrote a few stories about it. There were a couple of nightly newscasts. It was never heard of again. But unlike Pearl Harbor, where the government allowed the Japanese to attack as a pretext for war, the federal government financed and controlled this attack on the World Trade Center to create a system of anti-terrorism, to sic a homeland security system on the American people. There was only one problem. The drivers of the truck didn't park it up against the main support column as they had been ordered to do by Mr. Salam and the FBI. No, my friends, they parked it about a dozen feet away, so it didn't bring down the building. And as a consequence, they didn't get the massive death toll they needed to create the martial law system they were hell-bent on implementing against our constitutional republic and the American people.
Almost like we shouldn't talk so much shit to Jim all the time.
To the American people's
I'm
the feds
vicariously
finished the
living
job
through
on
Jim
September
eating
11th,
right now.
2001.
I want him to eat more, like just fistfuls of Ruffles. Are they going to say the Oklahoma City bombing was an inside job now?
It was.
It definitely was. Why the fuck would McVeigh have the resources to do this?
Wasn't that hard? The stuff wasn't regulated that tight back then.
No, but there was a guy. The feds were in on it. He was working for the feds. He got hung out to dry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I mean, McVeigh admitted everything.
Yeah.
He
was
gave.
working for the feds.
But that,
No,
there was
he never
an
said that.
informant.
He never
was,
claimed that.
Yeah, he did.
I've listened.
See, I can't argue this one
Jailhouse
because
stuff.
I don't know a whole lot about the Oklahoma City bombing. Like I know
There's
how
a
it
guy.
was done.
There's this
I know
guy
who did it,
online that's done a bunch of stuff on the whole thing. McVeigh's still alive.
Wait.
He was executed
He
about
was
10 years ago or so.
Well,
not Jim.
well,
You
they
can't.
let him out.
They let him out.
He was working for the feds. I'm gonna find the guy for you.
Okay. I mean,
Jim,
if you say
this
in
is
Jim,
a
I
serious
trust.
show. We can't make stuff up.
I'm not making it up.
I want to talk about the Las Vegas shooting.
Who was the guy in the truck with McVeigh?
I don't remember his name, but
There was no one in the truck.
Yes, there was.
There was another guy that helped him. Yeah.
Well, there was another guy that helped him, but he wasn't in the truck.
I'm not
when he
talking
dropped
about
it
Terry
off.
Nichols. I'm talking about there was another guy in the truck when they parked it. Multiple witnesses. They had a description of the guy.
Why didn't any of that make it into the court case?
Because he was a
Because
federal
the federal
informant of
government was
FBI.
prosecuting somebody, dude. They had their target.
Yeah, you remember
pay no
the-
attention to what's going on with the J6 defendants or any of the shit that's happened.
Let's
Well, yeah, but that's all plain. You can see that. You can see everything.
Okay,
Yeah,
how come
everybody can see
the
it too.
Yeah.
all right? Remember the Kyle Rittenhouse
They saw it-
situation?
They saw it in Oklahoma City too, is the point. But the feds don't have to bring that up. And if they don't bring it up, the judge is going to say that evidence is not
Evidence.
I'm gonna give y'all a great example, right? Remember the Kyle Rittenhouse? Remember the jump kick guy? They never named him because he said, "I will not do anything for you. I'm not going to testify unless you give me X, Y, and Z." So they left him as jump kick man,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, yeah,
He
but they
never got brought into the trial. He never
But
got
they
brought in
acknowledged
front of
he
the-
existed.
Yeah, but the only reason why
What
we
about
know
the
about it.
video? Wait a minute.
He existed. Jump kick man. Okay. That's like saying there's no such color as blue.
But
That's the thing.
But he should have been brought in also, right? But he
Yeah.
wasn't. And the only reason why we know about it at this point is one, because that was a huge trial, right? That was streamed to probably billions of people, I would
Dude,
say.
you understand if that trial wouldn't have been streamed, that judge could have just fucking went with the
Oh,
prosecution.
Kyle Rittenhouse would be in prison.
Yep, for sure.
Kyle Rittenhouse would be in prison at this moment right now. But
he'd be on
because
death
of our
row probably, yeah.
but because of our technology and what we're able to do, we know everything that's going on in these courtrooms.
Except
Everything.
for federal courtrooms, you know,
Yeah,
where
because you can't film in
Yeah.
federal courtrooms, which, wait a minute, the Oklahoma City bombing was a federal trial.
just
So
like
you have you don't know anything that's going on in there unless you are in
I've never heard McVeigh challenge any of the transcripts, anything like that.
why would he?
Yeah, why would he? He admitted to it.
He already
Yeah,
knows
he admitted to everything.
So why would he challenge anything at that point? Now,
Well,
if he was if he was
if
denying
if
it,
people
then
were
yeah, you
lying
could challenge it.
Well, no.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
Like,
if there was some
he had
other
no
guy
reason
there from the government, why wouldn't he talk about that? He never talked about that.
because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He's gone.
Yeah.
Even if that other guy was involved, he's gone.
And that other guy will never get named.
Yeah.
That other guy will be just a mythical guy that McVeigh created in some weird world.
Andrew.
Andrew Rowland for 5. You conspiracy theorists thinking these people are smart enough to pull all this stuff off. Nobody's as calculating like Palpatine. Thank you, Andrew, for the 5. Thank you for this. It's like, Nicholas, why, what's that big doofus's name at January 6th? It was telling everybody to go inside the building that everybody called a Fed gym.
Oh, shit.
What's his name? God.
Oh, Roy Epps.
Roy
Yeah,
Epps.
Ray Epps.
Oh,
What-
yeah, I've heard
why
of
isn't
that
he
name before.
prosecuted? Why isn't
Yeah,
he
bro,
prosecuted?
He was a Fed.
And we would have
Oh,
never known about him if we didn't have smartphones.
right.
We would have never known about him.
But he's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's everywhere for 2
And
days.
nowhere.
Yeah.
He's everywhere, and now he's nowhere.
He's not even considered a person of interest for.
But you found him. I mean, you could see him clear as day saying, "We've got to go into the Capitol."
Yep.
You could see him whispering down into a guy's ear who's standing by the fence. And the moment he pulls his head back, that guy starts attacking the fence to break the barricade down. You could
Kinda
see
crazy.
it clear as
Like,
day.
kind of crazy. Like, what's going on? I don't like. I don't know. RBM, are your messages actually deleted, or do you just?
No. It would be gray.
Well, yeah, again.
It would say
But
gray.
all
and
these
message
defendants are putting
retracted.
that stuff on the record as well. And if McVeigh was willing to go along with that plan,
Yeah,
and do
because they
all of that stuff,
probably.
but he'll not say that.
We don't know if he did say it or not.
Yeah, we
Yes,
have
we
no
do.
idea. No,
No, we don't.
We don't. We don't know.
He gave plenty of interviews.
And okay, if we're all talking
he
right
admitted
now, right?
everything.
And hold on, if we're all talking right now, right? And I admit to something, and tomorrow, Dave edits this stream because he never gave a live interview, and
Ever.
and you say, well, cynic, he admitted to liking big boobied women. He always said he was a leg man, and Dave edits that out, right? Where I admit that, then where's the proof? Maybe he did
Are
say
you a leg
something.
man?
I'm a leg man. Yeah.
He's a cock man or cockman. You know.
Jesus. Fuck you, Dave. You fucking prick.
All right, let's get back to McVeigh. Are you still looking for your guy, Jim?
His name is Jose Gallison.
I trust no Jose. No way, Jose.
Galison. But I'm trying to find some clip that we can use that won't get us struck. 'Cause he's on a bunch of big. No, I'm saying he's on a bunch of big shows.
No
Yeah,
way,
sure.
Jose. All right, press play.
You ever watch women jumping on trampolines?
Yes, I have.
I like big titties, and I cannot lie.
Oh, here we go. I got one.
Oh, no way, Jose. Are we fucking
The intro.
By the way, I just see the chat.
You can see
Jeff.
you can
I don't
trust
know if
this
you
guy.
have
Look at him.
Facebook.
No.
If you do, send me that Jinx video. Sorry, I have to throw it off the thing. I just saw you in the chat.
No.
I got nuked off Twitter, so I meant to play that Jinx video of Terrence Yiki. Whatever you want to tell.
Yeah, sure thing. So my name's Richard Booth. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Grew up in Oklahoma, and I was 17 years old when the Oklahoma City bombing happened.
Bullshit.
And I followed it in the newspaper. Of course, everybody in Oklahoma, that was the #1 story.
That dude's younger than I
Everybody's
am.
talking about it. And what got my attention in the case really was that I saw that within a couple of days of the bombing, there were sketches of 2 suspects in the case.
Pretty
that
good
were put in
mic on
paper.
that headset.
And ultimately, the FBI never did identify, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but they said that one of these other suspects doesn't exist. And I began to feel like I was being lied to when I heard that. And what was happening in around this time, I'd say around 97, 98, I was on a mailing list online, and I would get news clippings from the McCurtain Gazette, which was a newspaper out of Idabel, Oklahoma, that had a lot of groundbreaking coverage in it by a reporter named J.D. Cash. And so I was just following his stories
Worse than
and following what was
Eric's.
being posted to this mailing list. I didn't proceed much beyond like just being a consumer of news until actually being a researcher until probably around 2014. I'd read a book written by Roger Charles called Oklahoma Documents, and between 2014 and 2022, and he put them all online to make them search for about probably 6 years. And he sent me just a great deal of material. And
Narrative. Me, I kind of just knew like just the basics. Like, there's a bomb, fertilizer, like I kind of knew the basics. I never really did too deep of a dive. It was just one of those ones that was way back there. You know, there's always other fancy conspiracies that catch people's mind, or events, whatever. Conspiracy kind of gives it a negative angle to some extent. But I guess let's start off with what the official narrative was of what happened, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. So the official narrative basically says that Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols built a fertilizer bomb at Geary Lake in Kansas on April 18th, and that on April.
Believe it either. It's one of those things like it's a. There's definitely a lot of weird information that leads me to think it's definitely a strong possibility of McVeigh being an asset, and we'll get into that. I don't want to go.
Oh, listen to that
the
fella's
Turner Diaries
list.
specifically. I know a lot of people make the claim it almost seemed way too convenient based on what the Turner Diaries are, and there's something to do with I believe they said he was reading it or saying it out loud when it happened or some shit like that. So if you could just let people know what the Turner Diaries are, because when you know what it is, it does seem weirdly convenient in given the context of what he did and such. So I don't know if you know more about the Turner Diaries.
And by penetrating an FBI sting operation, you immediately compromise the FBI. Now they were 100% on board with covering it up because they cannot let it get out that they had a sting that was happening and they didn't stop it. And so you've compromised the FBI. They're going to cover it up. And we believe that this might be what you would call domestic gladio.
Yeah.
And
Operation
that's
Gladio
an ongoing
in the
theory,
US.
but what we can
Just like
prove,
what Alex
absolutely,
Jones
I can
was
prove
talking
100%.
about the first World Trade Center bombing, which was in '93. This was '95. See,
You
so it
can't
was the
trust
same
this
group.
guy, dude. His great grandpa killed Lincoln. Like,
Well, maybe he was a hero.
or wait, maybe he's related. Like he's Eric's great grandpa's.
Well, if his name was Mud, he would have been the doctor that actually set Booth's leg.
Yeah.
Something about this Richard Booth guy makes me not trust him. I can't put my finger on it.
Well, he said he was 17 when that stuff. He doesn't look that old.
Yeah.
I mean, when did it happen?
1995.
1995.
So I would have been 16 myself.
I don't know how old this video is.
It's old video from 1997.
Is it that old? No.
No. That guy wouldn't have all the nerd shit behind him and those sweet fucking tattoos like that in '97.
Tattoos. All right, let's see.
It was that Timothy McVeigh had accomplices. There were others involved. They were seen by 22 witnesses in Oklahoma City, and they were seen at other times. And the FBI is lying about that.
Yep,
we have to
they're
ask
lying.
ourselves, why are they lying about that?
Why are they
Why
lying?
have these other people not been captured?
Why haven't they been captured?
All right, to go back to like kind of surface level poking holes.
Sweet
one
list.
thing I noticed there was a lot of lost
Pause
camera
it. Do you have anybody who's more credible?
Listen, I'm not judging credibility. I'm just said there's videos I've seen. What the fuck am I giving a lie detector test? You think I'm doing it some kind of deep fucking
I saw
some full tilt investigation here?
I saw.
Do you have any ongoing communications with Nigerian princes?
I saw when you were scrolling through the titles of the chapters. One was called "Video Evidence."
Was there video evidence?
It's what
I saw militia movement, the bombing, fertilizer bomb, urea bomb,
video
video
evidence
evidence
right there.
Okay, you want to see the video evidence?
I want to see what they say about the video evidence.
They're gonna go, yeah, dude.
Surveillance
so, like,
footage.
So like I read this book one time. There was this guy when I was like 17
in the air.
and like,
Listen,
one quote I heard
stimulated
said,
cynic.
"Will gag you." You know, if
Try
you're
to
there,
just be just a
you
tad
can
less
smell
cynical.
it, and you know it's gag reflex, and it's hard to breathe. But I'm not an explosives expert, so I can't comment on that.
I am
When
an
do look up
explosive
other
expert.
explosive experts who talk about that. That certainly
I got
catches my
arrested with
attention.
my friends when I was a
All
teenager.
right, well, let's
for
move
making
into.
bombs.
You actually just posted a thing about this recently on your channel. We have a lot of good resources
They didn't charge us,
that's
luckily.
one of the main things with the Oklahoma City stuff. Is it was kind of a burgeoning time of video. So there was a ton of video out there, stuff that's available. It's just
video
a matter
out
of
there,
collecting
guys?
it because it was
How
kind
did
of
this white
clunky
boy
finding
get
all of it in the
named
90s.
Jose?
So that's why there's people like you who go around collecting this type of stuff.
how'd the
But
Italian guy get named
you
Julio?
found a little clip from an old 20-minute or not? Was it not 60
His
minutes?
last
60
name
minutes,
looks
yeah.
like it's Basque.
2020. Why did I say 60 minutes? Whatever. Same
Lot
difference.
of,
Very similar.
Yeah. All right. It's easy to
blue-eyed,
say. I mean,
Hispanic
I don't even
people.
watch any of that crap anymore. That
Right.
stuff feels like
Right.
ancient history.
Spain.
I know it's so.
I think he might be Spanish. But anyway,
Well, like
Dude,
Basque,
dude.
that last name is like a
He's
Basque name, I
Portuguese,
think,
Jim. He's Portuguese.
which are more Celtic of the Spanish people.
yeah, maybe.
Celtic?
Whatever.
You mean
So
it's a basketball team?
you put a thing on there, and it kind of went into the possibilities of the ATF and others being aware ahead of time.
Yep. See, the ATF and them were aware ahead of time. You just said it.
Well,
All right.
So
They're
like,
all-
did-
It
so,
just
like,
all
there was a
ties
bunch of
together.
video-
It all ties together with
because-
this. Watch. See? Look.
ATF
See?
knew.
See the feds. They're there.
Yeah,
How'd they get on
because
Facebook?
it's a federal
there's all
building.
federal employees there.
It's a federal building. Obviously, the feds were
They were
there.
involved.
It was mostly their children.
Why?
all
Wait.
over the place.
Explain this.
Because it was on the
Why
first
was
floor.
there
How
not?
many
Hold on.
feds died? How many feds died?
Not a lot. Why
Not
was there
enough.
no ATF agents in the building
Mostly
that
their
day?
children.
Zero.
Then the
They were-
dead
Ditto.
there at the
It
bottom.
was a golf outing, dude.
Zero.
That was the day of the
Yeah,
golf.
golf outing. Zero.
I said not
Zero.
enough. There wasn't enough. of
Zero.
ATF agents in there.
Zero.
Zero ATF agents in the building. Zero. And then they said,
I'm
wait,
not
stop.
saying-
You can't go in. We got it. There's bombs we have to defuse before you go in.
Look, let me state my case right quick. I'm not
What?
saying.
You think Building 7 came down on its own?
Can I state my case right quick?
No, let Jim stay on a roll. Let him fucking cock block you every time you
Yeah,
open your mouth.
Building 7 came down on its own, Jim. It was a crumbling building. It had asbestos. Had a lot of problems.
Oh, and it just came down, just straight down in a straight line, like, you know.
Well, didn't,
Yeah, that's
some
how
other
stuff
weird
happens
shit
in New
happen, like,
York.
right next to it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
like fire damage.
There was no fucking fire. It didn't take any damage. Building 7 wasn't connected to the two towers.
It was set on fire by a Haitian guy.
Oh, by the BLM rioters set it on fire? Like
no,
that
they
Wendy's?
weren't around yet.
Are the
They weren't
Haitians
around yet.
still eating fucking cats in Columbus,
They're
Ohio?
eating the dogs.
Well, they've eaten all of them.
Now there's Haitians in a town in Pennsylvania.
No, they moved
Yeah.
them out of fucking Ohio.
No, they flew
Pennsylvania?
2,000 Haitians into a town of 4,000. And it's getting bad.
That's right, Andrew. They're
Wait,
twirling their mustaches.
you
You know, they've been doing that for
Feds
like
aren't allowed to
100
have
years
mustaches according. Feds aren't allowed to have mustaches
We've been
according to
in,
the
we've,
regs.
we've been letting thousands
They can't have beards. They can have mustaches.
every so often of
No.
Haitians
Nope.
come in for over 100 years.
Feds
to
can't
this
have
country.
mustaches, but regular like state cops and stuff can.
Feds cannot. No facial hair on feds.
Okay.
Just
No
like they're
facial
like
hair on
military.
feds.
Yep.
You need special permission. Did you watch Donnie
Oh,
Brasco?
wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Who are
Get
the
that
two
like
guys
fake
on
fat
this
name.
stream?
Yeah.
Who are the two guys on this stream that have zero facial hair?
The guys in the military.
Look at those two feds right there.
Yep.
This is the inside job to set us up, Nick. I'm not bombing nothing. I just want you guys to know that. I'm too
Listen.
lazy.
I'm not a Fed. I don't know what to tell you.
And neither am I. I mean, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, just
listen.
Meet me out back and bring your
Yeah.
anarchist cookbook.
And
Oh yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I'll get it.
I do need a briefcase of cash to keep your name out of this fucking story, Mr. Man.
But
So,
I don't have any. I don't have a briefcase.
Can we rename?
Whoa, calm down. Whoa.
I'm taking this from the chat. I think we should rename our conspiracy theory shows as spooks.
Whoa, Jesus.
Oh man,
We're
no.
not allowed to call them spooks no more.
Look, I'm looking on Twitter right now, and right now Epic Mike is doing a show called Tuesday Night
Spookcast.
Spookdown.
What do you want to name this? What do you want to name this cast again?
Spookscast.
Tons of spooks. Too many spooks. No, Jim.
Man, you guys are terrible. I can't believe you guys. What are you talking about here? You need to stop with this crazy business.
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's what it's called. Spookdown, Julio. The Tuesday Night Spookdown with the crew. That's Epic Mike's Tuesday night show.
He should not have a show called The Spook Down. I'm just saying.
Literally has a show.
He's got 201 people on Twitter watching it. Well, good for him. Bunch of white racist motherfuckers watching that shit. Jesus Christ. You know what they're hoping there's going to be a winching going on.
Winching?
A winching. They're going to pull a truck out of the ditch. They're going to put the fucking winch around the tree and pull that Jeep right out of the
There's just going to be a lot of wind.
I love when you smack a bitch.
Look, when I go off in the woods, I love a good winching. I'm not gonna lie. It's a fun time.
I hate when people whinge.
Burn a few things.
I hate when you fucking go off road and you get stuck when you got a Jeep and you got to pull out your fucking winch and hook it to the tree. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They have roads, right?
Listen, Alex Jones is going to explain everything. Just pay attention.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna
stop
pay
interrupting, Cynic. Alex Jones is going to tell you how it all works.
Yeah, you racist cynic. Talk about my flaps. No, Fitzy. No. Let's not.
I have like educational videos on YouTube for like plastic
sometimes you
vaginal
gotta get a
plasty.
little. Yeah.
Shut up, cynic. Go ahead, Jim.
It was Nick.
1995 in downtown Oklahoma City.
So quiet.
Multiple bombs ripped through the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building. And as usual, federal fingerprints were all over this tragic event. Then President Bill Clinton, taking his orders from on high from the New World Order chieftains, needed a crisis to get his gun control agenda through, as well as his plans for a socialized America. Taking a page out of the Strong Men's Handbook, Bill Clinton knew that a crisis of this magnitude, endless images of mangled children, would pull on the heartstrings of the American people, and they would beg for the Anti-Terrorism Effective Death Penalty Act that he had failed to pass just a year before. The bill absolutely eviscerated massive sections of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. We've been investigating this tragedy.
Look at young Alex Jones. Look
The
at
amount of evidence is staggering. Let's just hit some of the key points. Now let's get into it.
Did you read the last?
You need to bring it up on the screen.
And then Julio. Oh my God! 2 winches just stole my truck. All right, let's get back to young Alex Jones when he had hair. It was all coiffed perfectly.
Yeah, shut up, Cynic. Jesus.
Shut up, chat. Making me laugh. God damn it.
That one explosion caused, because here's now what we are starting to learn about the succession, or what someone obviously hoped would be a succession of explosions.
That was just a big fart that caused all that.
Did go off.
It was a
damage that
bad.
you see
Somebody
right
tried
there.
to light it
The
on
second
fire.
Explosive was
Hey, did they
found
rebuild
and
that place,
defused.
or did they tear it down?
The third explosive that was found, and they are working on right now as we speak. I
Jim?
understand.
Hear
Both
that? They just said
second
the
and
first
third
explosion exploded and damaged the building. The second explosion was found and diffused. They're working on the third explosive right now.
What? I thought he had one truck.
Yeah, he had one truck. Where did these other explosives come from?
And that's
You think one truck did Nicholas.
Nick, they had
Shut
two
up.
explosions, Nick. They had 2 explosions. That's verified.
This is the news, man.
This ain't
It says
Alex
live.
Jones. Yeah, this is not Alex Jones saying this.
This is
Local
local news reporting.
They say that there's 2 trucks.
There was not 2 trucks.
There's multiple containers of the fertilizer. It could have.
Wait a minute. You think? Hold on a second. Are you fucking saying? Are you in your mind? Are you actually saying that the truck blew up and did this damage, and that there was barrels laying around left in that truck? How did they know who they were looking for within 20 minutes? How did they have his name and picture?
Science.
Any explanation to that? Because they knew who he was.
The rental receipt. The rental receipt in the truck.
Wait a minute.
The truck that was vaporized.
The truck that
wasn't vaporized
anymore.
They didn't vaporize the building either. It just caused a blast.
A massive,
It
big,
weakened all the concrete.
40% of it to go away.
It didn't go away. It crumbled.
Crumbled
because it was weakened from the blast.
Oh my God, Nicholas! Wow, no wonder you fucking campaigned for Obama. Holy shit!
Wait, Nick, you campaigned for him? I just voted for him like a retarded 18-year-old.
He worked for the
his
motherfucker.
re-election campaign.
Yeah.
Ew.
I come from a multi-generational Democratic family.
So do I.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're both from the South.
Yeah, I come from a group of my uncle.
How
my
many of those
great-uncle-
people that in them generations used to cut holes in their sheets?
My uncle,
At least half of my ancestors probably.
my uncle was Hal Heflin, so
I'm distantly related to George Wallace.
I'm not distant related
my
to at
mom's
all. Hal
family.
Heflin who was a prominent Southern Democrat up until the day he died. Is my great uncle. So, and I mean,
what makes him great?
Well,
he was a white supremacist in Alabama, so he's a great man.
Yeah.
Well, he was just like everybody else in Alabama.
Yeah. Like the drive-by truckers have a great song about George Wallace. It's a pretty goddamn good song. Stimulated.
George Wallace was. I'll have to listen to it. I don't think I've ever heard it. George Wallace was awesome though. Great man.
Dude, they go through the whole history of his life in that song, and you're like, he was this, and then he turned into this. So maybe, yeah, it is what it is. And then he couldn't get elected. His wife.
I think the panel might be right, Dave.
Uh-huh.
I think the chat might be right. You might be a Fed because you don't want us to know what Alex Jones has to say.
What are you talking about? Nicholas is an asshole who said that this shit didn't happen.
Well, I know Nick is a Fed.
I want to see Alex Jones every word, but Nicholas is sitting there telling us that the truck was not disintegrated and there was a receipt left. Get the fuck out of here!
And they found the passports on the. They found the passports on the street following the fucking building.
The 9/11 bombings. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
You do realize that it's like they were able to catch the Unabomber. Like most of the bomb was still intact.
Oh my God!
On every
That's
one of
because the
the
bomb
Unabomber
didn't
bombs.
go off. It was a fizzle. The Unabombers.
No, every single one.
And they only caught him.
Was still
They
there.
only caught.
It's only the shrapnel that killed everybody.
They did
didn't
not.
vaporize
They
people.
did not track him down through bombs at all. It was through his writing.
And
They
his
did
It was through his brother.
Brother turned him in.
His brother's a fucking snitch.
Yeah, his
Who
brother
should have been taken out to the woods, got his Jeep stuck, and then winched.
Right out of that fucking.
I think it was actually his brother's wife that was the problem.
You know, the Unabomber was a leftist, right?
Doesn't
I don't
matter.
care what
you
he
don't
was.
snitch on your brother.
Snitches get stitches, bitch.
Bro, I don't
that.
care if my brother was like some evil, crazy dude. I still wouldn't snitch on him.
I would.
That's my brother.
I
love my brother.
Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't
Anyone
kill
who
my
does
brother.
bombings is a leftist, Nicholas. It goes all the way back to the Weathermen.
No,
Exactly.
He was a leftist.
Yeah, right. So we're the Weathermen.
He believed in like animal rights.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
y'all-
Just like the
all
Weathermen.
that
Just
stuff.
like, that's who taught Obama, the guy you're friends with. So you're a leftist just like them. You like to
Animals
blow
have
shit up.
rights to get eaten. Ask the Haitians. Any animal on the street, they'll eat. Go ahead. Snitches get wenches.
If you can imagine this, we're larger than the first. So try to imagine.
That's all you hear, chat.
What we've already seen there.
He just said that the second and third devices were larger than the first. So,
Wait a minute. So they're diffusing the third one right now, and they
That's
know
what he
it's
said, yeah.
already bigger than the fucking Ryder truck or U-Haul truck that went into the building, right? Like the U-Haul truck that drove into the building with a bunch of fucking cow shit.
All fake. This part is fake. Did not occur.
It is just
okay,
incredible
why
to think that there
didn't
was
this
that
occur?
much heavy artillery that was somehow moved into the downtown Oklahoma City Federal Building.
2 other explosive devices were found that were not detonated, and they were larger than the first.
I think he said another bomb.
Another bomb.
Oh my God, another
All
bomb.
based on some dumbass cop walking by.
And
What he heard. Remember, I was at work one time and a fucking tornado hit the building. And there was all these people going around screaming this crazy shit about, do this. People were just stressed out.
I was
no
on
idea
the
what they're
stream
talking
this
about.
one time, and this guy just kept talking with his crazy shit and trying to discount what we're being learned here.
Justify his retardation. I mean, come on, man. I mean, come on. Let's think about this, Nicholas. You think the federal government has your best interest at heart? You think they want to give you the real reason why shit happens?
Okay. Let me just. I completely believe y'all now because I've been researching the ATF injuries, and there weren't even any injuries.
No, they weren't even there. They weren't on.
Everybody else had
This, you got to remember too.
and
This was
murder.
during a time when the ATF was going around with all these militias. This is This is after Ruby Ridge. This is after Waco. They were doing
Ruby
shit.
Ridge.
They were up to shit. They were trying to infiltrate militias and do stuff, and
Which is why they got blown up. That was the whole reason for that.
No, this was a fucking op, man. Because they wanted legislation passed that they could kill people.
Yeah, this was to get fucking Homeland Security shit passed because it didn't happen in '93 when they did the first bombing.
They were trying to get the Patriot Act passed, and it took until they let 9/11 happen to get that done.
Until they let a bunch of fucking.
They were already doing all that stuff before.
But it didn't. It wasn't in legislation, dude. It wasn't passed. Okay, it wasn't a law that the government could fucking infiltrate.
Yeah, and it was literally 6 years later that they passed the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
So
when a bunch of Saudis crashed some planes into some buildings,
and so
we went to a war with Iraq over the Saudis
So
bombing
you're
our
saying
buildings.
our government shouldn't be able to monitor communications for terrorism?
Exactly right. You're goddamn right. It's freedom.
You shouldn't be able. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to monitor any American citizen. Period.
Nope. It's not.
I don't give a shit what they're doing.
Fourth Amendment that kind of says
Whether
they
it's
can't.
legal or illegal or whatnot.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you say. They should not be able to. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say, and that does not mean that we have any. We're not Minority Report. Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. You can go fuck yourself if you're worried about thought fucking crimes.
About
I
me
can think
saying-
all kinds of shit.
Dude, like how many times do you have break up with a girl? I'd like to kill that bitch. Like, I'm not gonna go kill that bitch. You're just pissed off.
Wouldn't it be better to catch somebody before they commit the
Nope.
crime? Than
Nope.
after?
No, that's not how it works, buddy.
That's not how it fucking
No,
works.
Never, ever, ever. The crime has to happen for there to be a fucking crime.
Especially when the feds are out here concocting the crimes. Do you know how many half retarded people that were brown got locked up after 9/11 because the feds said, "Here, take this and bring this here," and they go, "Oh, you took a bomb," because they did it. They were in all the mosques. They fucked people over left and right.
Yeah, dude.
The shit, don't you remember? There was a thing down in Texas.
We are
where there
going
was a
to jail. We might not be on the show ever again, chat. So please send all the super chats that you want because the feds are going to come fucking crush my house tomorrow.
when there was a drawing contest. I think it was Pamela Geller or someone down in Texas. They went. The feds were there. Their informants were there. They were watching the shit happen and they drove away. They set it up. They do it all the time. Look at the Whitmer kidnapping hoax. It's all the same. It's the same fucking people. Just like January 6th, they know there was hundreds of informants and agents there making the shit happen.
And how are the Proud Boys who never showed up on site in jail?
I don't know.
Doesn't make sense.
Thought crimes. No, because of
Organizing
fucking
what?
thought crimes.
What did they organize?
Not shit.
They didn't organize
their
a fucking
favorite breakfast
thing.
cereals. That's it.
Yeah.
They organized wearing the same gay shirt each.
Why isn't fucking Nancy Pelosi in jail for not organizing the fucking National Guard that Trump asked for?
Yeah, she said on tape she was waiting for this to happen.
Yep.
So, yeah, I've heard that tape. Nick, let me ask you something. Have you ever said something like, "I want to choke that bitch"?
Yeah.
You ever said that phrase about somebody?
Never. I never.
You've said it, right?
No.
Or
You've never don't
that
fucking down the
motherfucker.
ball
That
on me.
motherfucker
Bullshit.
can-
You know you've said it.
Yeah, that motherfucker can die in a ditch tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. You know.
Yeah. Or I would have liked to ran that dude off the road for
Yeah.
what he did or
Yeah.
something. You've never
Right.
said anything like that.
Of course he has. He said it tonight on stream. I mean, what are you talking about?
My
the
point is
there's no
that
fucking
you
thought
should
crime.
if you had somebody who was watching you, right, and hoping you would fuck up, well, now they could fucking arrest you with that sort of mentality that you have. Get
and
fucked.
Well,
You're not
yeah, I
Tom
mean, if they
Cruise.
do something wrong, I mean, it's
No.
they get caught for it.
No. What's gonna happen? What's gonna fucking happen
If you're
is
gonna do something wrong, even though you didn't.
exactly,
If they've
and they're
got
gonna
their
try to
target on you,
pressure
dude.
you into it.
Yeah.
And not only that, let's say you don't do anything wrong. You do something a little bit sideways, maybe get a ticket or something like that.
Speeding
Then
ticket,
they're gonna take everything that you fucking said and done and build a case against you because of bullshit. Well,
Yeah.
he's obviously
Is that-
violent.
did they
Red
just
flag
trick-
laws take his guns.
Did they just trick McVeigh into driving
McVeigh was
driving
working
and
as what's known as a
activating a giant fertilizer
CIA
plant?
agent.
Nicholas,
He was in the
Nicholas,
military.
I'm gonna ask you a question, dude. Do you actually think when black people bitch about cops picking on them in the cities that they're full of shit, or do you think they're being legit?
I know they're being legit, and I can tell you,
course,
I can tell you a 100%
1,000%.
I think it's
anecdotal
a
story.
mixture. I think it's a
No.
mixture.
I'll
No,
tell you,
dude.
my
They get
first
harassed.
car,
Yes.
my first car was a 91 Chevrolet bubble body Caprice with blacked out windows, and it had the chrome factory rims on it. I got
Yep.
pulled over every time I drove that car after
Captain at
midnight.
Rocket Night? Or-
At
yeah.
midnight, I would
Yeah.
come home from AutoZone where I was working, and I would get pulled over in every small town until they all figured out it was a white boy. And you know what they told me? Well, we got reports of a car like a car like yours committing crimes and doing
Yep.
things in neighborhoods around here.
As soon as you
Bullshit.
rolled down the window, they went, fuck.
I swear to God, there was one in Trussville, Alabama. He pulled me over and he went, motherfucker.
Dude, I was
Oh, I
driving-
got one for you. I had dark tinted windows too, like beyond the legal limit, and I was smoking a joint, driving down I-4 in Florida. Got pulled over by a cop, black cop.
Okay.
Let me go.
Of course.
Good.
You're white.
Yeah.
You're not an easy target, dude. Like if you were
I know
black,
for a fact.
if you were black, he would have put your ass in cuffs and he would have made you defend yourself in court. You couldn't have afforded it if you were black, and you would have went to jail for 90 days, and the state would have made money off your ass for 90 days. I got pulled over 8 months ago for doing like 54 in a fucking school zone. The cop pulls me over. Ah, shit. And he said, "You're good. See you later, but dude, just slow down next time."
Yeah, I never got a ticket after I rolled the window down.
Nope.
Not one time did I get a ticket.
Nope.
Not once.
But
And I'm not
I was the
saying that.
manager- I was the manager of a fucking place in St. Louis, and we didn't start work till midnight. And I swear to God, 2 to 3 guys a night could not make it to work because every time they drove through the fucking little goddamn village that our goddamn warehouse was in, these fucking cops were pulling these guys over and fucking arresting them every time. Oh, you didn't have a fucking new sticker on your your license is expired, whatever, just to make their fucking lives miserable. But the white guy gets a DUI and they still let him show up after he got fucking processed. Like, it's so goddamn stupid, man. These cops are fucking shitheads.
Yeah.
And they're
City
all
cops are
government
fucking
agents.
assholes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, look, I know that I've seen it. Like I said, who drives a 91 bubble body Caprice? Black dudes and cops. That's it.
Yeah.
That's who drives them.
Or
right? Especially with tinted windows and a
Your
system.
parents go, "Isn't this a cool car?" And you go, "Fuck yeah, Dad, it's free. I'll take it."
Yeah, it's got an LT1 motor in it. Hell yeah, I'll take it up to Still and race it this weekend. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And I'm not saying that. So what my point is, driving while black is a thing. Now, do they take it further and not put their hands on the steering wheel and not listen, not give license? Of course, but that's not what we're talking about.
But dude,
right?
when you get fucking pulled over enough times,
When you get targeted like that,
you're
yeah.
fucking fed up. Like, fuck this, man. God damn. Like, Jim, you know this shit. You're from, Chicago, man. You had black friends in Chicago. They got fucking, just the
I'll tell you
shit
another story
like that.
driving that car. I was driving it with my girlfriend at the time, and I drove past somebody and a cop pulled me over and said that they had reported of a man beating a woman in the car.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And then they
The
saw
only
your girlfriend. They saw your
Yeah.
pretty white girlfriend with blonde hair. They saw you and they
Yes.
said, yeah.
Yeah,
Have a good
that's
night.
literally what they did. They separated us and said, "Well, let us talk to her." And she said, "I have no clue what you're talking about." And they said, "It was 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes of being pulled over." They said nothing. They had 3 cop cars and a sheriff's unit pull me over in my driveway.
Yep. Oh, we're on
Did you hit her?
Anunnaki now? Oh.
With its own ruler. These rulers reported to the king according to the Code of Urnamu,
this
the
is a
world's
great
first
one,
legal
Jim.
system.
Oh,
Sumerians
you
understood
fucker.
complicated mathematics and astronomy. Their number systems used to tell time and measure the angles of a circle are still used today. Sumer was founded about 7,000 years ago, and you probably know everything I've said so far. This is common knowledge. What's also common knowledge is that Homo sapiens, or modern man, appeared about 300,000 years ago. Look at how much our technology has evolved since the Sumerians. It took only 7,000 years to go from discovering writing to landing a man on the moon.
Yeah,
Okay, to landing something on the moon.
better.
So what took so long? Why the sudden explosion of technology? What was modern man doing for the 225,000 years or so before ancient Sumer? Why did technology not progress? Ancient Sumerian texts tell us why. Technology couldn't progress because humans were busy working the mines.
Working on a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working on a coal mine. Woo, I gotta slip down.
Oh, they weren't mining for coal, they were mining for gold.
Dun, dun, dun.
Gold is a miraculous metal. It's an excellent conductor, highly useful in electronics, and crucial to space travel. Radioactive gold isotopes can target and destroy cancer cells. Gold can also be used for data processing and transmission. Before the 20th century, humans had no practical use for gold. It's nice to look at, but they couldn't use it for anything. Have you ever wondered why a metal useless to ancient humans suddenly and only very recently became the most valuable metal in the world? Gold has other uses. Gold nanoparticles can clean the environment. Gold facilitates chemical reactions that purify water and air by leaching away toxic compounds. That's where the sky gods of Sumer come in, the Anunnaki.
Yeah, Anunnaki.
Why are you saying it like that?
Yeah, Anunnaki. It's the new jingle, like we are farmers. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah, Anunnaki, Anunnaki, Anunnaki. You think it will stick?
No, that's just a ripoff of Hallelujah. Gold was more than the most valuable metal in the world. It was the most valuable metal in the solar system. The Anunnaki weren't gods. They were aliens from another planet. They needed gold to save their world from an environmental disaster. But gold was rare on their planet. They found a solution. About 450,000 years ago, the Anunnaki arrived on Earth not to help humans, but to use them. Gold is abundant on Earth. The Anunnaki knew this, and they wanted every ounce of it. So they bred us as a slave race to work the mines. The planet of the Anunnaki, hiding in the far reaches of our solar system, does exist, not just according to ancient tablets, but according to NASA. The homeworld of the Anunnaki has been called the 12th planet by Zecharia Sitchin. NASA calls it Planet 9. Others call it Planet X. The Sumerians and the Anunnaki call their planet Nibiru, and the fates of Nibiru and Earth were about to be joined together forever.
So they came all this way, but they didn't have any mining equipment?
Yeah, they did. They were called the people here.
Would that take a lot longer than their advanced technology could probably
Anu
accomplish?
stood on his balcony and laughed to himself. His laugh wasn't about anything funny. It was a sarcastic laugh. Anu wasn't his given name. Anu was his title, given to all leaders of his people, the Anunnaki.
Yeah, Anunnaki.
Please, no catchy jingles when I'm doing dramatic science fiction.
Sorry. Go ahead, Philip K. Dick.
50,000 years ago, when Anu was young and ambitious, he fought former King Alalu for the throne and won. The council elected him to see Nibiru through the crisis. But during his time as leader, conditions on the planet were only getting worse. Industry on Nibiru was highly controlled. Factories polluted the air. There was no way to avoid it, but they had the technology to control it. Skyscraper-sized air recyclers dotted the landscape around every urban area. However, a series of volcanic eruptions caught the Anunnaki by surprise. Ancient volcanoes spewed ash and toxic gas into
See, this
All
same
this
thing
advanced
happened.
technology, and they don't have what we have now to detect eruptions.
They knew the eruptions happened. It says that they didn't realize they were coming. Just like what happened, that's how the Valerians were a problem, because old Valeria got killed by the Seven Flames because they couldn't keep track of the volcanoes, and that's why all the dragons died. And then they came to Westeros, and
The dragons didn't die.
They should make the movie already.
Clearly, dragons later on.
Is there a movie about the Anunnaki, Jim?
I don't know.
I don't either. But you know,
I think it's called Stargate.
I was gonna say that too. Like Stargate has probably got some Anunnaki stuff in it.
So they're like twinks in space.
Yeah, you'd like them.
Yeah, they're your kind of peeps.
The air, overwhelming the recyclers with mountain-sized pyroclastic flows. Within weeks, the recyclers began to fail. Within months, the atmosphere began breaking down. Nibiru's ozone layer was thin in most places and completely gone in others. The sky above Nibiru was a sickly yellow, and the atmosphere was thick and oppressive. Twin moons once shined brightly. Now they were barely visible through the haze. Stars that had once filled the night sky could no longer be seen. Anunnaki lived for 200,000 years. This long lifespan, once considered a gift, was now a curse. The older Anunnaki remembered a night sky filled with stars, but the young ones had never seen a star. The last brightest star disappeared behind the gloom years ago. In the cities of Nibiru, the towering spires of ancient buildings loomed over empty streets. The grand avenues, once lined with breathtaking sculptures and shimmering fountains, now seemed to taunt the Anunnaki, a painful reminder of an age of prosperity now long in the past. The gardens that once bloomed with exotic plants and flowers were now withered and brown. Formerly vibrant landscapes were barren and decayed, a casualty of the failing ecosystem. Anu and the Anunnaki people knew that their planet was dying and that they were running out of time. Anu had the greatest minds in the world working on this problem, but the outlook was grim. Then Anu's son Enlil burst into the room. He said, "Father, I know how we can save the planet."
Gold!
In the halls of learning, the greatest minds of Nibiru worked tirelessly to find a solution. They pored over ancient texts and conducted countless experiments, searching for a way to halt the decay of their world. And then, in a moment of desperation and brilliance, Anunnaki scientists discovered the answer: gold. The precious metal, rare on Nibiru, held the key to their salvation. When suspended in the atmosphere, microscopic gold reflects and absorbs the harmful radiation of the sun and space. It was the one chance to stabilize their atmosphere. It was a long shot and would take years, but it was their only hope. The Anunnaki mobilized all their resources and devised a plan.
The stuff that like makes up our own like atmosphere like work even better.
No, because they already had that stuff. They just didn't have the gold. Here's the cool thing too. Like I learned this a couple weeks ago, Jim. We were talking about this. You told me that like gold is actually a great filter, like, and it never degrades, right? Like, if our air filters and our air conditioners were made out of gold, we would never have to replace them, Nicholas. That's how much they withstand, any kind of residue, corrosion. Yeah, so
because it doesn't stick to it. So how is it filtering anything?
You would do it in a web. It would get caught in the web.
Just slip past it.
No. You would have it in a weave. You would weave it.
Right. You would weave it, and you could rinse off the fucking filter once a month, and then put it back in, and you have to replace a filter every month, like you do now with these.
We have washable filters now.
No, they're fucking expensive. They're not gold. They don't last for a lifetime.
Like a vacuum cleaner with a washable filter in it for like 10 years and it still works fine.
Are you okay? Use your vacuum cleaner to fucking filter the air in your house and tell me how much.
And you should probably go talk to an HVAC guy.
Yeah.
Who actually will tell you. My brother's an HVAC guy, and I'm literally right now as we're speaking, I'm having the trunk line of my AC unit fixed, like replaced because it was all like falling apart and stuff.
Sure.
And those reusable filters, that's what I had in the hallway for the return. And they were like, they're shit.
They're shit. Yeah. You had to replace the filters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what he told me. He
they
said,
have electronic air filters that use gold.
Yeah. Because they can zap, they can like electromagnetize that shit and clean off all the debris.
They're much less expensive metals that'll do the same thing.
They ionize the air.
I'm not arguing that.
Change the polarity of the plates, and then the stuff sticks to one plate because they ionize the particles and stuff. So
that's not gold.
You just said it was gold.
The plates
it's not
gold.
Well, that'd be a little overkill. I have like stuff like that, and it's not gold.
Do you know?
Maybe you don't know what you're talking about.
Magnetism.
You know what do they make catalytic converters out of?
Platinum.
Precious metals.
No, gold.
Precious gold and platinum.
Right.
But it's mostly platinum.
Is it, Jim? Mostly platinum?
There's platinum in there, but there's gold in there too.
Right. Like I remember when 20 years ago when I started up our locate company here in Chicago market, we had a bunch of Toyota trucks parked in Chicago at night and they'd come back the next day. Every fucking day their catalytic converters were stolen out of their trucks, Jim. Because of the metals in the catalytic converter. They didn't touch anything else. The Toyota trucks is what they went after.
Okay, so they use gold, platinum, palladium, and rhodium in a combination of those.
Yeah. But gold
is good for electrical stuff.
Filtration as well.
Yeah, because those metals, gold particular helps break down pollutants.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the metal that is the best for electrical conduction is silver. The problem is that it oxidizes. And it becomes a bad conductor. But as far as pure conductivity in a vacuum, silver's the best.
But long term, it's gold for
it's gold because it does. Gold does not does not oxidize.
I don't have to fucking use ketchup.
It's not the best. It just doesn't get dirty as quick.
No, it doesn't get dirty.
Stick to it.
It's for practical purposes for everything involved actually using it in the world. It's the best because silver starts to tarnish.
Your cell phone doesn't have silver in it. It has gold.
Yeah, pure silver does tarnish.
Yes.
I've got pure silver coin collection that I have to.
You got to clean with ketchup. Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
That's it.
Yeah. You get your ketchup out a lot and you fucking polish your goddamn silver set every year?
Just saying, as far as conductivity,
about once a year I get them out.
Yeah.
Has the correct atomic weight. It's a number of electrons is the best.
No, Jim, it's vibranium, Dan Blackroyd.
Yeah, nobody's trying to remake silver in alchemy. They're trying to make gold because of it does not oxidize.
Is it shiny and pretty?
No, it doesn't oxidize. Dude.
No, it doesn't corrode. It doesn't tarnish.
No, shiny and pretty.
Makes it shiny and pretty.
Shiny and pretty inside my phone don't mean a goddamn thing. But it's a great conductor and it does not oxidize, dude. That's the thing.
The oxidization or oxidizing is what will
this is why phone lines that are made of copper suck because over time.
Yeah, but none of that stuff is filtering anything.
Wait, what?
We're past the filtration thing now, dude. We're just
we moved on past that 5 minutes ago.
I can't tell if Nicholas is purposely being obtuse or if he's just trying to be funny.
This is Nicholas.
6 of one and half a dozen of another. Right, Nick?
They sent expeditions to the far reaches of the solar system, searching for planets rich in gold. They would mine the gold, bring it back to their planet, and release it into the atmosphere in a desperate attempt to save it. It revolved around the sun very quickly. Nibiru was also in orbit around the star, but it took 3,600 Earth years to complete one revolution. Anu thought Earth sounded perfect. The journey would be dangerous, but times were desperate. Soon Nibiru would be making a close approach to Earth. The timing was perfect. He urged them to depart immediately, but Enlil had more to say.
But Earth is teeming with life, including intelligent creatures, though still early in their development. These creatures are bipedal like us, but smaller than us, perhaps half our height.
These guys were intelligent?
No, this is just their. This is not what they would have been.
This is what our ancestors look like.
No, they didn't.
Maybe fucking 300 million years ago.
Yeah, this is not where humans came from. This is a bullshit.
Hashtag not my ancestors.
Evolution is bullshit. Darwin didn't even think evolution is where humans came from. That's been debunked. So go ahead, Jim.
How's that been debunked?
The creatures Enlil spoke of were under 6 feet tall. Anunnaki were between 12 and 15 feet tall. This is because Nibiru's gravity wasn't as strong as Earth's. This was just math. More gravity means smaller life forms. Low gravity allows plants and animals to grow very tall. Aside from their small size, the Earth creatures were similar in appearance to the Anunnaki in other ways. The Anunnaki had larger eyes and larger skulls than the Earthlings, but the Earth beings had 2 arms, 2 legs, eyes, nose, mouth, just like the Anunnaki. Anu sensed concern in Enlil's voice.
Do these Earth creatures pose a threat to us in our project?
They are primitive but violent. Some eat animal flesh, if you can imagine. They have no interest in gold, but they may perceive us as a threat. They have no technology beyond wood and stone. Still, in numbers, they could be dangerous.
That's what the Ajiji are for.
Jim, they ate meat. Those fucking goddamn right-wing bastards on Earth. They were eating meat way back then, Jim. Holy shit. No,
The Ajiji were a race of
smarter.
No, Darwin
protein
never thought that
powder.
evolution was where man came from monkeys, dude. That was
Yeah,
not
Darwin never thought that. Darwin just thought the theory of evolution when it came to your environment is
Right.
literally what he studied and what he proved when he was on the SS Beagle. He was going around looking at fucking finches, and he said, "Oh, this island, the finches eat these certain berries where they need long beaks in order
Right.
to get the seeds out of them. Oh, on this island, they
They're
need this
pecking
type
worms
of
out
beak."
of the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Then DNA came around, and we
Give
confirmed.
up two fucking wet farts about a DNA.
And we
What
confirmed
DNA?
what? That there's some weird thing in the
That
DNA?
okay, so we confirmed that we're similar to them.
But
That
we're
doesn't
not-
mean that we came from
We're
them.
not. Our DNA
Well,
doesn't.
no, but we came along this a much similar line than say.
Yeah, okay, but that doesn't mean that
Nicholas,
we've
the next
ever
time a monkey
been like
has
that.
a human, and next time two
Okay,
fucking
next time, go to-
chimpanzees make a human baby in the zoo. Let me know.
I'll tell you what, Nick. Go fuck a monkey. Get
Yeah.
the monkey pregnant.
No, they did that. That's how we got AIDS. Don't do that.
Oh.
And then tell me what your baby looks like when it comes out.
It won't
I bet
happen.
You can't get a monkey pregnant.
Right.
It's called the rhythm method.
The rhythm method. Well,
No.
now you're being racist.
Now, now you're being bigoted. You're not giving your monkey the load, you
In the
motherfucker.
rhythm of the night.
And the rhythm of the
of slaves who served the Anunnaki in all
glad you're
things,
here, buddy.
from operating the factories to maintaining order. They were an intelligent and obedient workforce, and they could surely handle primitive
look like
creatures half
bankers.
their size.
And they thought the gold was precious.
My precious.
You think they done that on purpose? They made him look like Gollum on purpose.
I
Or
think
did they make Gollum look like them?
I think they said
Oh.
make a alien creature with big eyes in their AI, and that's the best they could get
And
out of it.
And
that's
they're
what they
digging
came
for
up with.
gold.
Yeah.
I had to have something about gold in there or precious metals for AI to pop that out.
If they would have had the hair, it would have been
Yeah,
perfect.
just a few strands. Yeah.
That's how we got regular AIDS. We don't need a super twin. I'm not going to read the rest of that.
The council convened, the decision was made, and 300 Anunnaki and 600 Ajiji were loaded onto great ships. It was time to make the journey sunward. It was time to make the journey to Earth.
Now, the timeline is fucking ridiculous, Jim. Like the timeline.
After a brief stop on Mars, the Anunnaki fleet arrived in Earth's orbit. The crew was stunned. The planet was a vibrant blue and green with swirling white clouds. Vast glimmering oceans seemed to go on forever. The planet was full of life in the sky, on land, and the sea below.
Yeah, Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki marveled at Earth's beauty, but also felt sadness. Their home planet Nibiru was dying, and its people were suffering. But that sadness renewed their resolve. They were here for a purpose: mine all the gold needed to heal their atmosphere.
Anunnaki.
A few ships remained in orbit, while others scouted the planet for a suitable landing site. Eventually, they settled on the lush green plains between the Euphrates and the Tigris rivers. Later, this area would become known as Mesopotamia, the Greek word for between two rivers. The ships landed, and the Ajiji were put to work. The Ajiji were a race of aliens that the Anunnaki conquered long ago. After the Ajiji were defeated, they were enslaved. They've served the Anunnaki ever since. The Ajiji look similar to the Anunnaki, who look similar to modern humans.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
I'm getting there. Ajiji were between 12 and 15 feet tall and extremely strong. Where humans have somewhat round skulls, the Anunnaki and the Ajiji to some degree have very large and often elongated skulls. These elongated heads have been depicted many times in ancient carvings and frescoes. The Ajiji were given only 7 days to build the great city of Eridu, to be ruled by Anu's son, Enki. The Anunnaki were cruel and brutal to the Ajiji.
The gods' load was great, the toil grievous, the trouble excessive.
Yeah, the great load.
The great Anunnaki, the 7, were making the Ajiji undertake the toil.
The city was completed on time. Then the Ajiji dug mines and began mining gold. They mined gold day after day, year after year, for 150,000 years. The Ajiji extracted gold by the ton, and ships began making round trips between Earth and Nibiru. Enki, ruling in his father Anu's name, was thrilled. He demanded more output. The slave masters used weapons like particle beams to force the Ajiji to work harder and faster. Enki didn't want to abuse the workforce this way, but felt he had no choice. The atmosphere on Nibiru was all but stripped away. He wasn't sure the gold would get back home in time. Then, against his better judgment, Enki demanded even more output from the mines. The slave masters were told to use any means necessary to get this done, including torture. Soon, whispers of dissent circulated among the Ajiji. Then the whispers became shouts. No longer would the Ajiji allow themselves to be tortured, and no longer would they work the mines. Atrahasis, a famous leader of the Ajiji, made the decision to rebel.
For too long have we languished under the yoke of the Aranaki. We were born of the stars, yet condemned to the dark. It is time we seek the light. Now, proclaim war. Let us combine hostilities and battle.
The rebellion was swift. The Ajiji were intelligent and strong. They turned their tools into weapons, broke their chains, and fought the Anunnaki for their freedom. The city of Eridu became a battlefield, and gold mines collapsed from the uprising. The Ajiji fought bravely, but they failed, and were put back in chains. Enki's brother Enlil had been overseeing the mining operations. He was furious. He wanted the Ajiji killed for treason. But Enki felt differently. The Anunnaki and the Ajiji had thousands of years of shared history.
Shall we meet defiance with tyranny, or can we forge a new destiny together?
The Ajiji could not return to the mines, and Enki knew this. They would continue to rebel. But someone had to work the mines and do all the labor a large city requires. So Enki had an idea. In the forests were ape-like hominids. They had large brains, walked on two legs, and could use simple tools. They weren't intelligent enough to do the work the Anunnaki needed, but maybe they could become intelligent with just a little genetic engineering.
Dude, this is fucked up, Jim. Like,
How is that time skills?
They were groups of hominids living in the forest around the Anunnaki cities. These were our ancestors. They were either Homo heidelbergensis or Homo erectus. Stop it. The Anunnaki took one of the hominid males and attempted to cross his genetics with the Anunnaki.
Anunnaki.
Enki wanted to create a creature that would be intelligent like the Ajiji, but not too intelligent. They would be strong, but much smaller than the Ajiji. They would be engineered to be submissive and much easier to control. The first experiments were done in a lab, and the results were horrific.
I'm starting to like these guys.
Instead of creating a perfect being, the genetic experiments created monsters. Gorgons, Cyclops, Banshees, and two-headed giants. These monsters still live on in ancient stories. The Anunnaki changed their approach. They genetically spliced their DNA with that of a hominid female. Then, rather than grow the embryo in a lab, they implanted it in the female. It worked. Less than a year later, a child was born, a boy. He looked more like the Anunnaki than the ape-like creatures roaming the forest. They named the child Adamu.
Adamu, like Adam from Adam and Eve?
Yep. Adamu means first man. In Hebrew, the word also means from the ground or earth. In Genesis, God made Adam in his own image from the dust on the ground. In ancient Sumerian, Akkadian, and Babylonian texts, the creation of man is described the same way. Man is created in the image of the god or gods by mixing the blood of a god with the clay of the earth. Ancient Egyptians had a story of man being created by mixing a tear of a god with the clay of the earth. Blood, or even a tear, would contain DNA. And clay in ancient writings doesn't mean actual clay, it refers to all life on earth. Every culture and religion has some variation of this story.
Not a coincidence.
Probably not. And there is that gap in history where hominids go from very simple primates to a very intelligent, advanced race. We're far more intelligent than any of the species before us. You'd think there'd be a slow but steady evolution of intelligence, but we don't see it. It's as if humans suddenly appeared. Dr. Ellis Silver wrote a book about this jump in evolution in his book, Humans Are Not From Earth. His theory says that
What would you say, Nicholas?
Neanderthals were likely smarter than us. They had larger brains than we did.
Oh, they existed at the same time as us.
Yeah.
Well, before us, there was overlap. Yeah, we were just more vicious.
There was all types of other there was little hobbit creatures in Africa they found.
Well, and Asia too.
Yeah, like there was dwarves.
Well, there's still hobbit creatures in Africa and Asia. Pygmies.
Yeah.
Yeah. In America too, called midgets.
No, I mean those are
midgets freak me out, dude. I can't take midgets, dude. When I see a midget, I cross the street like you guys do with black people. Like when I see a midget, they terrify me. I'm fucking crossing the street. I'm not kidding.
They're supposed to cross the street for you.
That's what I feel about clowns.
Dude, when I
Old
see
master slave mentality.
when I see a midget, I point to I tap my wife on the shoulder and say, we can't be here. We have to leave this restaurant. They're freaking me out. I can't take it. I'm not kidding. I don't like midgets. They're fucking Loch Ness monsters to me, dude. Like I don't.
But how do you feel about short people?
They're fine, but
They got no reason to live.
Yeah.
As long as they don't have as long as once or
Short
twice by
people
accident on
got
purpose.
No reason to.
So as long as they don't have the dwarfism, the big head and the little tiny sausage fingers, little hyena fingers.
Little fucking.
You ever seen the size of a midget's dick before?
No, I don't normally go around.
Off in a midget stuck in an elevator. Yeah. They're smart. Yeah, they're smart. So smart. How come they're dead? Exactly. They ain't no reason at all.
When are we ever going to talk about Yakub? Since we're talking about the Anunnaki, we never going to talk about Yakub.
Balls for a head.
Who's Yakub?
You don't know who Yakub is? The creator of the human race and white people specifically?
That sounds like some David fucking what's his
indicate they evolved on a planet with lower gravity than Earth. He presents a very compelling case backed up by science. I link to his book below. It's believed that Homo sapiens first emerged about 300,000 years ago. This is exactly the time of the Ijiji Rebellion. So back to the first man, Adamu. The Anunnaki also created a female, Hiva, so they could...
When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing. Sexual healing. It's good for me. Continue.
The Anunnaki needed humans to procreate on their own, and they did, often. The Anunnaki guided this new race for a few hundred years. The population grew to thousands. The Anunnaki taught the new humans all the skills they needed to maintain the city, build homes, plant and harvest crops. But most importantly, the Anunnaki gave humans the skills to mine gold.
Yeah, Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki were so pleased with their creation that they allowed humans to visit their sacred garden, Eden.
So, Adamu and Hiva in the Garden of Eden, eh?
According to ancient Sumerian writing, yes.
Sounds familiar.
Yep, there is a lot of the Anunnaki story in every major religion in the world. But now we run into a problem. Humans didn't look like apes at all. They looked pretty much like Anunnaki, just smaller. And human women were beautiful.
Uh-oh, that always means trouble.
One of these women caught the eye of Enki, the Anunnaki ruler of the city Eridu.
Yeah, and there it
Her
is.
name was
Hey, Enki,
Nicholas.
her eyes are up here.
But relationships between Anunnaki, Ijiji, and humans were strictly forbidden.
Don't sleep with the help.
Oh, come on, that's rude.
I'm serious. You get in trouble when you party with your employees. Just ask Arnold, Ben Affleck.
So Enki broke the law and had a relationship with the human woman. From this relationship, a child was born, a boy named Adapa. Until now, humans were very simple, docile beings, intelligent enough to do the work the Anunnaki needed, but not intelligent enough to complain about it. The birth of Adapa changed everything. He was part human, part Anunnaki. He was extremely intelligent. He married a woman named Atiti.
Atiti?
Atiti.
What'd I say?
From the family of Adapa began a new line of highly intelligent humans, and they started asking questions. They inherited the Anunnaki's desire for gold and for power. But there was a bigger problem. Another trait emerged in this new line of intelligent humans, a trait that would shape the future of our entire species. That new trait was violence.
So why did we get violence, Jim?
I don't know.
In just a few years, the first generation submissive humans were gone. Some were murdered, but most just died out. The new humans had no interest in mating with them, but they still were interested in mating.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's make love tonight.
Against the orders of the Anunnaki, these new, intelligent, violent humans procreated a lot.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, because you do it right.
Soon the city of Eridu was overrun. It could no longer sustain the human population. People were killing each other for food. The violence was out of control. Enlil was especially annoyed by the constant disturbance of humans. He decided to lessen the population by sending a series of plagues. First drought, then pestilence, and then famine. After each of these plagues, the humans appealed to the god who made them, Enki. He helped ease their suffering and return the earth to its natural state. By now, the Anunnaki had enough gold to heal their planet, and the humans had become a nuisance. The Anunnaki cast them out of Eden and out of Eridu, and from there, the human race spread around the world. But not all humans left. Some stayed and had relationships with several Anunnaki. The children born of these relationships were extremely powerful demigods. Legendary figures like Gilgamesh, Samson, Hercules, and Perseus were the offspring of Anunnaki human unions. But some humans had relationships with the Ijiji. These unions did not produce heroes, they produced monsters. These offspring were a race of giants called the Nephilim. They were cruel and brutal. They tormented and tortured humans, and in many cases, they ate them.
Nephilim episode link below.
Meanwhile, mankind flourished. Human settlements became cities, and cities became empires. Humans conquered all four corners of the earth. It was a prosperous, if not decadent time. But the human race didn't know their world was about to change.
They don't tell us how they conquered all four corners of the earth.
Well, I mean, that's because the earth was flat at that time, and so they just go to the corners and
they teamed up with Yakub.
So my I guess
They slapped them around.
Like, were the Anunnaki around the planet doing this stuff in multiple places?
Well, according to well, they were mining for gold all over the planet, so yeah, they were everywhere. And according to the scholar and the brilliant scientist Billy Carson, there was different settlements, and each Anunnaki had their own settlement, and that's why there's different looking people, because the Anunnaki made the people that looked like them and branded them to look like them so they could keep track of them. That's why you have all the different races of people.
Okay.
That's also probably why you have all these monolithic walls and stuff that are so similar
to keep the Nephilim out.
But they're so similar, but they're spread thousands of miles away from each other.
Yeah, they're similar. Let's see here, videos.
So, but Jim, didn't we find like a gold mine?
There's a gold mine they found that they know is over 20,000 years old.
And that's in Africa, right? Like, yeah. So
South Africa.
Of course.
Yeah.
The illustrious Billy Carson.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet he'd talk about Yakub with me. Racist.
Hey, Simply Green, we watched this the other night, this Trump ad with his military versus Kamala's, where they're doing fucking Instagram bullshit. So weird.
Well, fellas, I'm going to have to cut out. I'm going to go hunting again in the morning.
Yeah, don't be a fag. Don't be an Alabama fag. Come on,
I'm starting
man.
to fade myself.
Well, I'm gonna go hunting in the morning. I'm gonna be on Wizard.
What are you hunting for? Cans?
For deer.
With
Deer
your bow?
hunting.
Is it bow season?
Yeah, it's bow season.
You're not gonna get a deer. Okay.
I mean, it's well, the zone I'm in is gun and bow season already. But I'm gonna go bow hunting.
Picture today of a deer. Did you shoot it? Did you?
It was a. I'm not gonna take that doe. It was a babe. It probably wasn't a year old. So I'm not gonna kill a doe. I'm gonna find something with antlers. I'm trophy hunting. I mean, I'm gonna harvest the meat, of course, but I'm trophy hunting. I'm not gonna kill it.
You're not gonna kill a woman?
No, I want more deer babies, so I don't need as many bucks.
Those deer babies are fucking. They're torture on fucking crops, man. Like, kill them babies.
Well, this is on public land, so there's
kidding,
no
man.
crops out there.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, look, if I saw a little button head, if it had buttons on, I'd have killed that little bastard.
What do you mean buttons?
Just two little baby
two little
horns on it.
antler. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. If it was a button head, yeah, I would have took it, but it was a doe. Probably hadn't been alive
Rocky
about a
says
year.
later, Cynic, you demand.
Thank you, Rocky.
Demand.
Chat, y'all are great. Y'all are wonderful. Dave.
All right, fuck it. It's 1 o'clock. I guess we could go.
Didn't tell y'all don't have to go. I'm just gonna go hunting.
I'm going. I'm fucking tired.
All right, I'm gonna go. I guess we're gonna go. We're gonna all
So
go
let
leave.
these two weirdos go.